Well, that makes life a bit easier, the chats there. Right, so. Well, that makes life a bit easier, the chats there. Right, so. Hello, Charlotte. I'm trying not to say how are you doing, but you know it's just a natural. I already know how you're doing, but how are you doing again? I've just been in the membership before. Well, I was in the membership and then I put my shopping away, and because you know that's the kind of YouTuber I am. My shopping arrived while I was doing a live stream, and I've actually done that in public too, so that's no big deal. If you're new, you'll soon see that that's perfectly normal. Um, right, so I'm going to pin this one. This one feels like the priority to remind people. I don't know how long this is going to be, right? Because, and I'm piecing together what I sensed and noticed over the weekend, what some of yous have shared, and yeah, so I'll get into that in a minute. Oh shit, doesn't he fit? I just need to delete some of the things. I think it's nearly fitting. You get rid of one more character. Um, they're annoying. Uh, Nathan, what did you write? Oh no, Charlotte put something and put it away. Um, hello Nathan. I was just saying I'm trying not to ask you how you are because I already know, but it's just my natural. Right, so the link that I'm putting up there is just to remind anybody live or on replay, if you had wanted to get a session this week, which is not, it's not like all the other sessions I do. It is strictly 60 minutes of my time to listen to you, basically. But like I said, my usual sessions end up being that anyway, because I clear a lot of energy just by, well, it looks like I'm not doing anything and I'm kind of doing everything because holding space. So, but as long as you understand that, I keep saying that really seriously. It's not that big a deal. I was thinking I couldn't really do that much this week. So maybe there's going to be some unexpected shifts where I can't work with people this week. So just be aware of that. But um I can't do tomorrow, and I quite possibly can do like tomorrow night, but it depends on how I feel. But I've already said that with whoever that would apply to. So basically, yeah, I'm open to do those sessions with people Thursday, Friday, but I have already got somebody Friday as well. So it might be that they don't happen till like next week or the week after. But the point is that it's, you're booking the time. So, and it's the difference is you've got the free options of what to donate. So if you're not doing too well right now financially, you can use the option that's going to suit you. But yeah, but I'll take that away on Thursday. So lift the heaviness, yeah. And just to bring you up to scratch here, like I said, I've had a bit of a weird day. I've had a nice day, but like I got up late and which is just really it's just my standard. That's no, I did get up later than what I'd usually get up. But anyway, the point is I do that on a Monday. But um yeah, I'm not gonna go on about loads, but the funniest thing that happened was while I was filming the daily video, I butt dialed. Like I butt dialed an old friend. So but yeah, it ended up being a nice thing because it's like, yeah, well, I obviously wouldn't have somebody in my phone if, like, but I'm not getting in all the ins and outs of it, but the point is, it's going to have a point to this, and it's nice, but it it supported me in purging some emotion, and it basically, like, I was uncontrollably crying. Like, I started crying on the phone, and then I couldn't stop crying for about an hour after, so it was like, yeah, quite intense. And so what I'm going to really go into ins and out of this about, right, is because I've just spoke about the membership, but they know that I have to repeat it because, we've only got like a tiny handful in membership, but we hope to grow. And I am going to be adding more levels, I think, at some point in October. But like I said, I might end up just doing that spontaneously around the solstice, which is not very far away at all. It'll just depend because, like I said, although it feels like a big deal, it's monthly things anyway, so I can probably start it then, but we'll just see. But the point is, what I'm just tapping into is that Scorpio moon was actually not too bad for me, but because I am so accustomed to pain, is basically the way I'm going to put it. Like, I have got a very high pain threshold for pain in general. Like, definitely I've got a very high pain threshold for emotional pain. Um, Emotional, spiritual pain, growth, what kind of other mental, yeah, mental stress. Um, Probably, do you know what's quite funny? Probably the one that's my weakest would be physical pain, actually, come to think of it. But even with that, I'm quite a badass too. Like, probably just Pluto conjunct the horizon. But anyway, and that's why I'm able to, to help other people. But obviously, I do have my moments, and I don't make a secret about the fact that I am a very emotional person, and I don't really think people that don't know me very, very well, that could probably go over your head. Because of being an Aries. Aries are often very misunderstood, and our passion can be misunderstood for anger and blah de blah de blah de blah. I'm sure my Aries women hear me out there, especially, but Aries men probably get worse because they're like Aries is masculine and then Aries men is like very masculine. Um what was that? You mentioned the options in your pinned post, but when I got on Kofi Link, I can't see anything. Oh, oh no, no! All you do is you just press the donating button. You press the donate button, and it gives you the free options. And basically, because I described it in the video, so but I'll describe it now for anyone that doesn't know, is that basically that is just going to be a 60-minute session where I'm not going to call it a therapy or a counselling session because I'm serious about that. I don't, you can't call something counselling, even when you're getting a session with a counsellor, in my opinion, unless it is consecutively meeting somebody week after week, right, to go through a process. So to me, that is not counselling. But as we know, I'm other things. I'm a healer, I'm a hypnotherapist, and I've got other healer professional friends that actually, weren't into all the counselling and shit, and they just feel it takes too long, and that's why a lot of people like other different healing modalities. But I love both, and I do feel some people, myself included, which is if you're new to me, sorry, people that aren't new, you've heard me say this about a million times, but it is important, that people know that because well, basically, I'm not being a hypocrite. Do you know what I mean? And I do think some therapists or counselors, you could be a bit of a hypocrite. Like if you're claiming that therapy and counselling is really great, but you've actually not had it yourself. Um, like I did have 7 years worth of therapy. And remember, 7 years is a whole karmic cycle. And like I always say, if it hadn't been for my counsellor very selfishly retiring, I would have still been meeting up with her. Probably would have only been like once every 3 months or once a month or something, or but because that was loosely because when it became the pandemic, like I had to do it over Zoom anyway, which was really weird because I used to love the whole experience of, well, when I lived in my old house, it was about like a 90-minute walk, quite a trek, but it was through like a really beautiful bit of nature, and for a long bit of that, I was in my dark night. So, oh, this must have meaning for people. As we know, it always has meaning when I just let it flow when I come on here. But yeah, so I really missed that when it went to Zoom. And then, yeah, coming towards the end, when I finished with her, I was going through a lot of, oh, that's interesting. I was going through a lot of relationship changes. Because remember, relationship doesn't just mean love, it means relationship to anyone in your life. And I was going through some really turbulent, like, just changes. Um, and it was just a bit unfortunate that things were happening in her life where she was kind of forced to retire. She didn't really want to because she's a bit older. And yeah, so that was kind of my story. But like I said, at that point, I wasn't seeing her every week anyway. I think I was only seeing her every sort of 3 months or something just to sort of check. I just didn't want to end when I loved her. That's not healthy. Don't do that. I don't do that with my clients. I don't just if I recognise somebody doesn't need my help anymore, I won't let you just, you know what I mean? That's see, I don't work the same with people because people tend to it's sometimes people don't come to me for like 2 years, a year, blah blah blah. But when it's a therapy client, I don't there isn't really a need for people to see me for years on it. You know what I mean? Like the last person I done therapy with, we had I think it was 10 sessions, and it was like by the second one, like extraordinary, unbelievable shifts were taking place because it's not just counselling, but it is, like I said, it is my ability to really get into your psyche. So you either love that shit or you don't. I mean, I love that shit. Like you said, that's what this was kind of weird. I said, like, when I spoke to my best pal, because like I said, that was a really bit of that was quite. Although I was crying for a nice reading, reading, yeah, maybe somebody needs a reading. Although I was crying for a nice reading, I was quite overwhelmed, so I had to kind of get support from my people. And yeah, but anyway, what I'll say, I don't want really want to go on about the rest of it, right? Because but it does have meaning, because I feel the meaning of it was not only it's not a coincidence that I'm filming our daily video and the cards. Did I shuffle them again, guys? Or are they sitting here? I think they're still sitting here. The cards that I've pulled in the daily reading, which I will get around to putting up at some point later on tonight, the cards were sitting there as I butt dialed someone I hadn't spoke to for a few years. Um, and by the way, it's not a guy. It's quite funny because when I've not watched it back, but when I watched back the video, you hear me saying to my friend, I kept it in because it's too funny. You hear me saying to my friend, I was just recording a video and all I hear is a guy's voice, and then I've cut the video. So I just had to make that clear because it does kind of, it does kind of sound like I'm talking to a guy. Anyway, but it's like, I mean, it would have been highly awkward if I had sort of rang one of the, like, what I mean, it would be like one of the handymen or something that comes to fix it. I don't know. It's awkward anyway, isn't it? But it wasn't really that awkward. But it was kind of, it was just the shock of it. Do you know what I mean? I think when you do something like that, you're like, oh fuck. And it was just, but what I'm trying to get, it was meant to be. It was, that's what, serendipity is one of my favourite words. Serendipity and synchronicity. And serendipity, if you don't know, means happy accident. Like, and it's very unlike me. Like, I'm quite cautious, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that's why I got a bit of a fright, like, because you'll hear there's like, if you watch that video, which I would just even for the pure banter of it, but there's like a minute of silence and you actually even hear me saying like shit. Like you're actually experiencing that moment where I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? But it's not, it's just, it was me making a way bigger deal out of something than it actually needed to be. Because like the person that I phoned by accident, it's not like I didn't fall out with that person or that, which, it's like I said, it would be, there's other situations. Yeah, anyway, like I said, I don't have people's numbers on my phone, but it's obviously when somebody's number's still on your phone, it's there for a reason. And it's just that you can just be one of these. I'm just taking it as a bit of a sign that it's like because I have went through a lot of changes in that area and a lot of like, you know, again, this is it's pissing me off, but I suppose it makes sense that the last video I filmed was about friendship. Well, I wouldn't call whatever I was picking up on their friendship, but it was felt like people that have had that was a particularly dark group of friends or whatever around people, but it's like. It means something that was where I left it with the filming, apart from what I've just done the membership, and this is where I'm picking it up. It was like situations where it's like, yeah, you might not have spoke to somebody in a while, but you could just pick it up from where you left it off. And also it's genuine. That's what it is for me when you know when something's genuine or not, and blah blah blah. But anyway, I feel the emotion that I've been feeling today. I worked it out by what I was getting downloads about over the weekend and some of the things I was led to see. And again, I'm going to keep this really cryptic, but there are people on the Twinflame journey that, their whole thing might actually be like you watching people go through their spiritual awakening like on a live or something. And it's pretty, you know what I mean? It's pretty full on, it's quite brave, you know what I mean? And actually, to be honest with you, that is what I done too, because whether you realise it or not, those of you that followed me from Facebook, you watched me go through my dark night of soul too. It's just, um, if I want to hide stuff, I can. You know what I mean? Because I'm Pluto conjunct my rising, Scorpio rising, there's always an air of mystery to us. So I'm trying to sort of explain this the best I can. That I feel a lot of you, and now obviously, spoiler alert, I know this because I tapped into it, what I could feel as a collective channel. And I also know because keeping it anonymous, some of you had shared you know, having a rough time of it too. But I'm just piecing together, you know, Scorpio moon is always rough, right? And chip in anybody that, you know, if you don't mind sort of sharing, you don't need to, but Scorpio moon is always rough, right? But it's a hit or a miss for me. Either I do feel it like really, because I'm just trying to think, although I wasn't like crying or anything over the weekend, I think there were definite what I would call like when I get things coming at me, like what I would describe as like horrible synchronicities. Like it feels like the devil. And like I've said before, some of like what I might get shown to trigger or upset me could be people accurately reading the past, the present, or an omen for the future, like me. But it's just I'd rather not be getting loads bombarded in my face kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? For me to be able to sort of do what I've got to do and get through life kind of thing, if you know what I'm saying. But it's like I always find it's in a Scorpio moon when I seem to see things. It's like, yeah, what would be your worst nightmare? Right, I'll tell you, let's send that one out. Like we've just read Claire. I feel honestly, I'm just gonna free flow with this, but I do feel this is a thing. I do think that it's like whether you call it the law of attraction, which I'm not, there is stuff to the law of attraction, but I'm not big on going on about too much. But it's, you know, you have got to be careful what you think about too much because I have had situations in my life where I fear something so much that I make it happen. Like I have got very powerful thoughts. So you've got to, you know, have personal responsibility with that. But, you know, sometimes it's like, you know, it's just I can't help that. I'm just so tuned in, so psychic, so, you know, able to hear God, whatever you want to call it, that I'm getting an accurate read on the situation or feeling in it, kind of, you know what I mean? But it's particularly not so nice on a Scorpio moon or a Pisces moon. So, yay to the Pisces full moon eclipse that's coming up soon. And but yeah, that was about it. You know, it was nothing that kind of upset me so much that I was crying. But what I said to one of you in the membership was there was obviously a bubbling up of emotion stirring in me. And I'm just trying to think of like different things synchronicities I've drawn over the weekend too. Is I definitely do feel I do feel a lot of you um in the divine feminine energy maybe that are a bit further behind on the journey than myself or definitely divine masculine. So take, you know, whatever your gender is, take what resonates with this. But I feel a lot of you have been going through intense, uh, like Kundalini purging, basically. Because remember, like the Scorpio moon is about snake and Kundalini energy. And, you know, anything to do with Scorpio is to do with snake medicine, which is powerful, potent. A bit like that clip that I shared in one of the videos of, like, you know, the King Arthur stuff, which is kind of weird because this card pulled me in, Lady of the Lake. Absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. And look what I just said about responsibility. And also that's got an 8 on it, and the 8th was yesterday. Yeah, so I think they're saying that to us, that there was quite a lot of intense purging going on, like I predicted, over, well, Saturday and Sunday, and possibly today, because from up until about, I think it was up until about 6:30 UK time, we were in the Scorpio moon. Um, so yeah, I'm just sharing that for some of you that might need a bit of reassurance that I do feel for some of you that could have been really rough. And I thought that I was, yeah, I thought that I was getting through it all right. And then it fucking walloped me right in the very, like, last, the very last degrees, I might add, which I've got my suspicions of why that could be. And I'm always prepared for it, but it was quite full on. So yes, when my friend did text me to say how nice it was that we caught up, I did make sure I apologised for the avalanche of feelings, but really it's fine. We just had a bit of a laugh about it. So because there's nothing wrong with it, it's just a healthy release. And basically what I'm saying is if you've been catching up with a divine detox and decluttering, that again it seems like nobody's doing with me, but I know that some people are. Um the first week, the spiritual week, I experienced that very intensely, very intense dreams, very intense shamanic journeys. It was just basically everything I experienced all the time, but amplified, right? And then, so I'd imagine some of you experienced some of that, and definitely energy clearing experiences. Definitely if you watch the journey, because again, that person might watch this on replay, but someone had anonymously, you know, they'd let me know an experience they had on one of the journeys And it was just, yeah, the description of what this person said, that she felt things were being pulled off of her. So that was quite amazing. Because again, you can do these whenever. You don't need to be going along with a, don't we call it a challenge, but I suppose it is a bit of a challenge. But and then last week, like I said, when it was the mind, I had a crazy amount of overthinking going on. Like it was driving me nuts. And so I feel they were emphasizing that be going on for some of yous. And then, like I said, we only went into doing the feelings really the day I filmed all the videos in the same top there on the Thursday. And then I'm gonna, that's gonna come to a close and we'll start doing the manifestation week, the physical. Um Thursday. So, but it's just so yeah, basically the next couple of days, if you've not already had a huge release, because basically that's the point, I talk about somatic movements and that as well. And this is how I provide that for people because I've been holding that intention as a group. If you choose to, it really could be a really potent and powerful opportunity. Oh, I can feel the heat on my back as I'm saying that. They're really sending some healing in as I'm saying this to release, because that's what that is. It's trauma release, like whatever whatever was triggering that in me, that was way more like, I wasn't that upset about what had happened today. It was like it triggered all this other shit that needed to be released. But it was pretty full on. So like I said, I mean this happened about, I think it was around just after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're now 10 o'clock at night, 22:11 actually, as I looked at the time. And I can still, I've not had that for a long time. When you've been crying and you're like, like, I've not done that, but that was like total normal. That would have been normal for me at one point in my life, that's what would happen. But I mean, that's when you cry like that is to do with trauma. And I've been able to not cry like that for fucking hell, like years on end, because yeah, I just basically done a lot of work around it. And you can self-soothe and basically self-regulate and all these different words. And but every now and again, like, so that obviously got something really quite deep in me, which Scorpio Moon does. And yeah. So I'm just sharing. It's fucking intense, guys. And like I said, I'm usually here for it. I love intense, but that was actually a wee bit too intense. That was that was a bit too intense for me. So I'm glad I'm actually doing something nice today and like tomorrow, and like having a bit of a nice day out and seeing a friend and stuff. Like fucking hell. So anyway. But yes, before that happened, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, right? You deserve love, you are lovable and forgiven and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. That's not a coincidence. And my guides are like, right, you know what? That's fair enough if you've had relationship change with all these other people, but we're bringing this person back. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like, it must be like when you get to like 40, not for everyone, but it's kind of like I said, I spend so much time alone and I love spending time alone that when I do catch up with it, it's kind of few and far between anyway. But if it is somebody that's genuine and real, then keep them around kind of thing. You know what I mean? If there hasn't been anything really big that's happened. But anyway, health. And I feel that that was about, keep people around that are good for your health, basically. That's what I got from that. And then I did pull forgiveness on the live stream. And I'm going to shuffle these again though. And basically, believe it or not, when I got off the call with my friend, I shuffled the cards. I was like, what the fucking hell was that all about? But I knew what it was about. And would you believe it? I pulled full moon in Pisces forgive. And that is the next full moon on the 18th. But it's not just any full moon, it's the full moon lunar eclipse about hashtag all the feels, repressed feelings. It's everything to do with my favourite house, the 12th house. It's like, it's deep shit, as Lady the Lake is sitting here. So, and I feel this is all going to connect to, God, I feel like I'm going Inspector Cluedo again, but I feel like it's all going to connect to like the King Arthur stuff. Look, the tower, discovery, change and adjustment. So yeah, I do feel there could, you could be having a bit of a tower moment too with deep emotions coming up. And I know that that is the case for some of you, but it's relationship changes that are for the better. Like the tower only breaks down, which isn't for your highest good, or it brings about unexpected, like, oh fucking hell, like, do you mean like I didn't intentionally call that person today, but my ass did, my foot, I think it was my foot that like, but whatever. All I know is I was like, what the fuck, where am I hearing that? Oh shit. It was just quite funny. So anyway, right. Let's and so I don't know, I kind of rambled. I don't know if I really answered what you were asking there, Charlotte, but the point is, on that video, what I said is I was being really called that if people want to have a bit of time for me to basically listen, basically for you to have that, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I made sure that I went to the right people today after I got upset. Well, actually, the person that got upset on the phone was able to handle it. And then, you know, I made sure I spoke to somebody else close to me, and it's so basically I am that person. I'm available to be that person too. So but because I was just guided to at the start of this that basically up until Thursday there's free options. So you can either, you know, you can look yourself, but there's if you press the donate button instead, it's people, if people were just going to randomly donate, which you know it doesn't happen a lot to be honest, but every now and again people will donate, and I'm grateful if you do. They would have got a heart attack because the amounts are way higher. But if you need to use the lowest option, like use it. You know, I didn't. It's not going to be there forever. It's only going to be there till Thursday, and that's why I put it there. You know, and yeah. So just you know, you pick. That's really in line with like the way that you know a lot of shamanic people will do stuff when guided. Is you know donate what you can afford, but it's just it's in this day and age. Fish takers, it's not always wise to do it, but that's why I'm only doing it for a few days. But I just know that, you know, it is difficult for a lot of people. It's also not difficult for some people too, but it is difficult for a lot of people. And I feel if you are needing that support, then it's just wise to do it. But some of you might not be in that place where you need it. So, but no, but if you have, then, you know, well, I'm grateful for you investing in me, and I'm also proud of you for getting that support for you. Because also remember the point is if it doesn't suit you, do it anytime soon. You could just buy it now and we'll have it later. So, you know, you do you, but um and right, okay. So, and what I'm gonna say with that as well is I don't usually yeah, you totally could. Yeah, there's no reason why you couldn't. That's a great idea. Yeah, so Charlotte's asking, could she book it for the kids? Yeah, totally. Like, I would love that because I actually haven't done a session with well, I feel like I have because I've done stuff with my niece, like to help her. But like, yeah, no, that would be great because that's, by the way, that's really interesting because, and also what I was going to say is like, I've never had to do that before because it doesn't like sometimes I put these offers on and nobody books or it's like one or two people, but I'll cap it at like that unless it's something like what Charlotte's doing, like say Charlotte wanted one for you and your kids, then like I was gonna say like a minimum of you could do it twice, you know, you could book two sessions, but I'll say I'm guided to say free. So if for any reason people want to do that 3 times, but we'll cap it at 3 times, you know what I mean? Because it's like that, even that is quite. But anyway, so hopefully that has made that clear. Again, the way I done that, it wasn't ideal, right? But I was trying to find a donation option on the Acuity or Acuity or whatever the fuck you call it. And when I YouTubed it, it said it did have that option, but when I tried to set it up, it didn't. Again, sometimes I think I don't. Sometimes I like that. Sometimes I don't. Whatever, you know what I mean? Um, it'll do. And yes, I think I'm just going to read. I think you can use. Just bear with me, guys. This is wait a minute. Let's spray this shit. Like I said, I'm in a weird place because I feel very like basically I feel. This reminds me whenever I've been doing some real heavy shamanic work for myself, which is basically, bear in mind, I have been holding this space for all of us that want to do that, right, this Virgo season. But and I know what I'm doing because it's because we're building up to the equinox as well. These emotions are stirring in people anyway. Like that's why they just guided me to the yin and yang. Like whether you realize it or not, a lot of you are having a very slow Kundalini rising happening, and you could be going through purging a lot of pain and having a lot of weird shit coming up that you can't control. Because remember, it happened differently for me. It happened like really fast and it's very rare. Again, it's not coincidence. I don't know why my soul decided to be extra like that, but it's like I just don't like to go through anything the same as anyone else. And what happened to me is extremely rare. And I've never seen anybody else talking about that happening to it. So it's but for most people it happens very slowly and it can be very painful. And what's interesting is whenever I've observed others like that going through that online, particularly on a live or something, I'm like, that's a shame that that person doesn't realize it's a Scorpio moon. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I know that's what's happening, you know. But it's if you're a twin flame, it is very intense, and especially if you've got Scorpio placements, and especially if it's anywhere near your 12th house or that, because like I said, it is in mine, but only for a wee bit. So it's like I'll go through the fire, so and then it's like I'm kind of out the other side, and then I've got very strong planets in my first house, and that's why I can, kick energetic ass. It's like and help people, but it was intense. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just letting you know. Some of you might know this already, and like I said, you would have been led to. You'll be naturally led to go and research it, and it's a shame because I know all this stuff, and I weave it into my lives and my videos and my journeys. Um, but I'm never going to be a neat thumbnail person that's like, oh, this is what happens when you go through the Kundalini process. This is what happens when you're purging a shitload of trauma. This, you know what I mean? I'm just going to drop it in like this. So. I'm just sharing that too because I am just sensing I'm attracting a few people tuning in that aren't twin flames now. And I know some of you have been tuning in anyway, and it's like, but you don't need to be a twin flame for that to be happening, but it's happening. Okay, that's what I want to say. Right, now I'm going to catch up with these comments. But yeah, just know that it is what it is. I'm quite sensitive right now, and I just wouldn't be surprised if I start crying again on this for some sort of reason. And yeah, it is what it is. I can handle it, it's fine. It's not gonna be as intense because it's Sag Moon and I am Sag Moon and that's happy, chirpy, la di da. Sorry, I've not drank enough water today. Gotta hydrate. I've not really eaten a lot either, but I don't feel hungry. Again, but oh shit, I know why they make me say that. That can be to do with ascension too. But it's also it is a real thing. If you're full up in emotion, you could actually not want to eat. Like, and I feel like that fits for me. Like it's like I didn't actually end up eating something until like tea time because it was like, but I did get up late. But even at then, it was like, yeah, it's just very strange day. But magical, like I said, magical. Right. So let's just. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm sorry if I've just blocked somebody. I'm actually clicking on things and I'm like. It is what it is, guys. This is why I'm only doing this live and fucking hell, I'll be more grounded in the. It's quite funny energy. Right, so um right, so I've explained that. If anybody wants to book that session, there's free options. It's not the amounts that are usually there, but it's like just pick what suits your price range. So that is about integrity and that is about your bank balance, which is your business. Which one do you feel you can afford? You know what I mean? And if it needs to be the minimum, absolutely do that. I've been in my times of lives where I have to pick that one. And I've also been the kind of person where it's like, actually, no, I can do this and I'm going to do that. So it's just that, yeah. And like I said, if that works out, okay, and I don't feel like it's been shit for me and shit on basically, if it works out, I might do that more often. But just now we'll see how that goes. And I've put you on my I always find that hilarious when you say that, Charlotte. I've put you on my TV tonight. I'm on the TV. But see that probably means as well. Imagine I had lipstick on my teeth or something, and my eyeshadow goes all down here like Marilyn Manson. I wonder what that looks like. Oh dear. Well, I don't need to wonder. I could just watch myself back on my own TV, but I don't know. There's something feels a wee bit wrong about that. It already feels wrong when I'm watching myself back on my phone. I don't think I've ever watched my. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever watched myself back on the TV. I'm not even telling a lie. I don't think I have. That's quite interesting. Maybe I might do this. I might do that tonight. I might watch myself back on the TV. But usually, see, I like to screenshot. That's how I do the clips. Like a screenshot when something's funny or educational, and then I think of it, and then I. But sometimes I get carried away. And there's loads. But anyway, can I just donate for all the feels thing through regular? Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah. Um. If you just what to do is if you click on the Kofi thing. and you can see the amounts, and then whatever one you want to do, just yeah, you can do that. Or do you know what? Just email me, and I can tell you. Um, you mentioned the options, and yeah, I answered that, but no. So, and thank you for asking that, Charlotte, because other people would have been like, I don't know what the fucking hell to do either. But you know what? If I ever don't explain something very clearly, which is going to happen quite often, guys, just email me and ask. I'm not going to do the hard sell. Like, you can just ask. Like, really, I'm pretty much the opposite. Like, I'm pretty bad in that way. It's funny because I'm actually really great at, like I said, teaching marketing and helping other people with their visibility and their business and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the way I do things, you already know if you need that session or not. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like I do remember that wasn't some type of training that I'd done years ago, but it was the women's thing I was doing. She is like very, it was one of these high powered driven business group things, right? And it was like it wasn't a business group. It was actually it's something I might do soon. It was over Zoom. But anyway, it was like a 4 day fit. And again, I'm not it's anonymous and this woman's like massive anyway. It's not she is good, but it was like so funny because it was like when it came at the end of the 5 days, and I think I already paid. I think I did pay like I paid £100 to do it or something, which was a lot of money for me now. It's a lot of money for them, but basically it was because like at the end of it you could join her membership, but I'm not kidding when I tell you guys it was like I'm not making this up. It was actually like 10 grand. But wait for it. It wasn't, it was like 10 grand a month. Like it's so, like I'm not exaggerating. Like some people have got that kind of money where they can actually pay 10 grand a month for a membership site. Like so like I was like this is where I was like this is where I'm gonna tap the fuck out, guys. But do you not think I'm just giving you that's quite I don't know why they make me talk about this, but I'm just giving you a wee insight into can you see how much my mind is able to quantum leap if I was hanging out with fucking millionaires and multimillionaires and let's face it, probably fucking billionaires. Because some people did sign up. Like some people actually fucking sign and I'm like because you know what I mean? This woman is really good and she's good at what she does in that. But it was like more, it's not really my world because it's like freelancing. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even use that word, but it's if you're a freelancer, which is, I suppose, what I am in like American terms, but it was all a bit much really. But again, I like it's very much, any of the people that I was drawn to when I used to watch people on Facebook and that, they did all have that kind of, like I said, motivational coach Aries kind of energy that I've got too. But at least at least you don't need to pay fucking Christ. It's a humble 5.99 to join our membership right now. And even the highest thing on the join button, I don't know with that one, guys, because I do want to provide a lot of value on all the levels, right? And I'm always going to give more than what, because I've already been doing that in there. Like, you know, it's kind of like, it's not, I'm not doing it like, oh, every week. I think I was doing it like every Thursday, I'll go in and do the New Earth thing. And then, you know, whenever I'm guided to do a prayer circle or a prayer quote, I'll do that. And sometimes I've been combining it. And I was just saying to them there, I was asking what they wanted me to do, and I'm going to do them an extra or use a pick a pile. And then I have got it written down what I'm going to do for the other levels. But yeah, even on here, some of the amounts that, you know, I'm like, what? Like when I was looking at like some people's memberships go up to like 300 quid in that. And I'm like, and one of the ones I was looking at, it was quite like a religious channel, and it was like £300 just for like you know being great. It's just like listen, I'm not slagging it off. I'm just saying it. It's like it's kind of reminds me of the. It kind of reminds me of the I've given this example before, but Charlotte, you'll know when you've been in some business groups and that. There's an example of at Tiffany's, they've got you can buy a gold safety pin for like, I don't know, hundreds of pounds or something. I don't know how much it is, right? But it say it's like hundreds of pounds. And you can buy like a silver one for like, say 50 quid or something. I'm just sort of making this bit up. But the point is people do buy it but it is a safety pin. It's like they buy it because it's gold and silver and because it's Tiffany's. And that's the kind of point. If people like you and they trust you and they like your stuff, I don't know why we've moved into a bit of a business session tonight, guys, but it appears the Capricorn moon that is up next after Sagittarius moon is edging its way in. I mean, Sag moon's only arrived, but we're going into business Capricorn moon. But yeah, it's like the point is if people will buy it. Like, you know what I mean? It's great. So just like, put your value. It's like I've said before, when I do these kind of, I don't tend to do sales as such because whenever I put things on sale for like not very much money, nobody buys it. Literally nobody buys it. Or like one person does. Like that is the God's honest truth. And when you just kind of own your value, people do tend to book, but it's like it's an energy thing. It's really fucking weird. But I still do like to do like what I've done, like, donational stuff and that. Like I said, I was doing free stuff for a while, and like I've said to you, it's not wise to do that because you give people the right to curse you. It's a real thing. I can talk more about that if you're interested in what I mean. I can talk more about that in private. Um, but yeah, basically it won't be 10 grand, guys. Do you know what I mean? Like I think the highest one might be around. I think there's not one that's 50 quid. I think it's like something random, like £46 or something. But then it was jumping from £46 to like 120. I was like, this is such fucking random amounts. Anyway, whatever. We'll work we'll work it out. But once you've set the price, you can't change it. So that kind of sets my procrastination into a bit of a crisis. So um but yes. Oh, that's fun. No, that's cool if you ask them. I'd love to help some kiddies. Action over perfection. Fuck it, let's go. Exactly. That's what that's all about. And I'm really starting to wonder, like, I think I should set the wheels in motion to do something like that. This is what I mean. I've already wrote that out. I think I am doing the fuck it, let's go challenge, but I think I was going to do it on one of the levels because it just makes more sense because people are more likely to get involved. They just don't get involved when it's in public. I mean, look, it's like a ghost town around here. I'm grateful for those of you who do talk, and I am very grateful for those of you that lurk. Okay, I am very grateful. But I'm just saying it does it's like sometimes more than not, it's like I don't know. It's just been feeling a little bit like talking to a ghost town. So um, I'm just I'm just being very honest. I'm just being honest. So I'm excited, Claire. I'm praying for more abundance the next day or two to come on the universe. Help me book a session with Claire. We started with the paid Zoom. I'm hopeful for more. Right, great. Tiffany's clothes peg. Anyone? There you go. Did you go and Google it? A clothes peg for £615. And the point is, right, now again, this wasn't my thing. I'm just kind of I'm like sharing the concept from when I've been in business groups. But it's things that you've probably seen on Facebook and Instagram and all that pish, like circulating. And it's they use it to illustrate that just do your thing and price your stuff accordingly because people pay crazy amounts for crazy things. So if you've actually got something that is not crazy and it is totally valuable and it can really help somebody, you know, price it accordingly. And some it's going to be fucking ridiculously expensive for some people and it's going to be perfect for others. And the thing is, anybody that what's that? I remember being on something they were anybody that tries to lowball you or question you like why are you so expensive for that, they're not your people and that's rude and cheeky. And you don't when you tend to kind of own your value. This is weird. I'm talking about money, but I'm also talking about self-love. You don't really tend to attract any of that. You know what I mean? And if you do, it's just a call to address it. But like I said, with me, it's really weird. I've always had that message come through for the past like bloody 10, 15, 20 years that I'm a mixture of like providing service work for free and like really high ticket stuff. So it is annoying. Like it's like I remember that it's really straight, but I just roll with it and it's yeah, I just roll with it. Anyway, so where will we go now? Where will we go, my love? Is that not like a really old shitty song or something? Um, Nobody asked any sort of questions or anything. Right, so I've had a few new decks that I haven't. Actually, I want to do a do. Did you like that? That was fucking. I was pissing myself. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was pretty funny when I was like, "What's your specialist topic? Twin flames." That would be my mastermind, and I was like, "Oh my god, the chair looks like that." But it's true. It would be. So, um, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the 9-9 portal. That's what we're meant to be going batshit crazy about, guys. It's a 9-9 portal. Nine are about endings. So 9-9 is double the endings. Oh look, there's me talking about questions, and look, the answers you need are coming. So, oh yeah, and I suppose actually I've not, because I've used the thing that I usually use. If people want like if people want any like personal readings tonight, because I'm sticking to my own rules about the free readings are strictly once a month on the Leo moon. But remember, when I'm doing the collective ones that can resonate too, if you want one tonight, you can either test it out with the inbuilt buttons on here if you have it, or you could just send it on PayPal because you can't do it on Ko-fi unless you want to, but it's not. It's the lowest one's like still high for it. Well, it's not actually because it depends. If somebody wanted me to sit here for like 30 minutes or something, it's not. But you know what I mean. It's like I normally because I was going to put those amounts up anyway, but it wouldn't be. Don't worry, it wouldn't be the amounts that they're at just now. Um, yeah, and I mean that's what I'll do tonight. Like, so just donate whatever. You know what I mean? Like. And then it's just it's not entirely free, but you could donate a couple of pounds, donate a fiver, donate a tenner, donate more. You do you, you know what I mean? Or don't donate at all, and I'll just do my thing. But oh, because what I could do, you see, because I just done those ones about friendship, like a change I'm facing in my friendships. How is this change affecting me? What is? Oh yeah, this is one. This isn't the same one that I done the other day. Um, or look, here's a deep one. What spiritual lesson can my shadow teach me? Why is this lesson important for me? What challenge might stand? I'm going to do that. Let's do that collectively. And then if anyone wants any of this, um, hello Lexi, how are you doing? I was 3 minutes behind forever. I've only got an emoji button now, not the special ones that you put. Oh, right, weird. I don't, I don't fucking know what that's all about, man. It's like, because there's nothing, but I know what you mean, because sometimes, like I said, it's like that when I'm on other people's as well. Well, like I said, if anyone does want to, then you can use the PayPal, because I don't think it'll let you do it on Ko-fi, it'll only let you use those amounts. Um, I need to drink more water because I'm getting a headache. But I'm going to do this spread. Oh yeah, and I just want to do all the things, guys. I wouldn't. Right. Let's just let's do some of these. Right. So I don't know these cards, so I am going to rely on the book, which I don't really like doing, but seriously, these are solid. So I would always be able to, I'll say something. Before I look at it, I'll say something, but seriously, I was like, fucking hell, for once. In the whole, like, what, like 100 years that I've had loads of cards and stuff, there's some in this that I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I would say. I really don't know what the fuck I would say. So thank you for that, Tina. All right. So, oh, wait a minute. Tina, do you know what? Sorry, I've just realised that's going to be, I need to get out of the habit. So, Elaine. It sounds like I'm saying Elaine. Like, you know, it's funny because we've got a Scottish programme here, well, in Scotland, funnily enough, that it's like remember me a Rabsy Nebza or something. It sounds like I'm calling you Elaine, but Elaine. I think I just need to say Elaine because you said you want to be. I mean, how? what I'm trying to say is like the last time I asked, you did say that you would want to be called that. So, it might take it'll feel a bit strange for me because I've been used to being calling you Tina, but I just remembered that there basically. So, like, have you basically, I think I'm saying this because, like, have you enforced that in other areas of your life? Because maybe you need to. If you want to be you got to be serious about this shit. If you're going you don't really need to be. If you want to just sort of be, if you just want it to be here that we do it, then I'm down for that too. But I'm just saying it might take me a bit of time because I'm just looking at it. It's because it's got Tina on the thing here and then it's got that there. But how did you do that? Because you've done it through. I just chose the New Earths. Oh, right. So it gives you the choice. Oh, well, that's good then. It gives you the choice then, guys. So there you go. Yeah, I thought that makes sense then. So you can do it through Kofi. All right. Well, that's good because it's just handy because I mean, it does come up with it came down on my phone, but it's handy because if I wasn't looking at my phone, which I don't always do, I like that, and it's just exciting, isn't it? It's like, oh look, somebody barred something on the. It's like, right. Okay. So. Tina, what would you like me to do then? I, after I do your one, oh, right. Oh, I see. That's very clever. Ah, so that's what Tina done. She bought one of the videos. Ah, and that's why it says sale. Ah, right. Yeah, you see, because maybe that's to remind me that I only ever put two videos on there and I forgot about it. Because I don't know whether to like I don't know whether I'm just sacking using that for those extra videos. I mean, I think it just makes more sense to just put them on here. But all right, so you could do that then if people want to do that. But um, right, I'm going to practice saying Elaine then, right? But just you might need to be patient with me because at least I'm remembering myself. At least you didn't need to say that there, and I'm remembering myself. Um, yeah, do you want one of these cards? Because I know that you like. I know. Lol, it's okay. I know, but I like to just be respectful because you said that. So sorry, we ran into the gas station listening out. That's all right. Yeah, I go by that now and I appreciate. Oh, nice. Right, cool. Well, I love that you're right because you're doing that in your everyday life. Then I definitely want to because basically people will go by my lead. So, oh yeah. Right enough, Tina. Sorry, because I'm just realizing that you actually said that to me in an email, didn't you? So I've totally missed that part. Ah, right. Okay, right. That is huge then. Right. Okay. So Elaine, and it's just I'm just trying to think. Look, if I say Elaine, like the name Elaine, like we'd spell like Elaine, and Elaine, it just sounds the same. So I'll just say it is the same. Right. Okay. So, um, yeah, and then I just typed in my amount. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, well, that's quite good to know that that happens. Right. Okay, that's quite powerful. Right. So, just good to know what happens I mean, because I can test it at my side, but it's just sometimes it fucks up. Like once I was doing a group Zoom and it was like right for it, like Charlotte informed me, this was a couple of years ago. She was like, Claire, when you go to pay, it doesn't let you. And I was like, oh, well, that explains why there's nobody then. Do you know what I mean? You've got to actually sort of test it. So I do always test it. And I thought I had tested it, but um I actually just got my legal ID with Elaine on it, so now I can change all of my bank cards. All right, well that's exciting. Yeah, no, that's huge because, like I said, there's a lot of power in a name. I've said that before that people were always addressing me as Claire Marie when I was on Facebook and stuff like that, and there was a better energy around it than when I used my surname. It's quite interesting. It is all quite fascinating, all of that kind of stuff. Right, so I think we spoke about that before, didn't we? So basically, do you want one of these question cards? Because I know that you were geeking out like me, even if it was just me and you, it's like Like I said to Tina earlier in email, it might just, I think I said that in email, or did it? No, it was in the live. I think it could possibly just be me and you that's going through this, but I'm joking. I know there's more of you going through this, doing the detox and the decluttering too. Even if you're not going along with, no, we are going through it. If you're a twin flame and you're tuning in, you're going through it, trust me. And it was just, but put it this way, when the sun is in my 12th house in Libra, I'm going to have a little bit more downtime. So you'll still be seeing videos, but I'll have filmed them all in advance if I got the finger out to film them all in advance. And I think what I might do is, I'm just going to ask you as well, you're here. Sorry, Tina, I will get around to doing this. Um, I'm going to experiment with the star signs again because we all know I don't really like doing that because I don't like the thought of you only watching your sun sign and even your sun, your moon, and your rising because the message could be for anyone anywhere. So, it's up to you what ones you watch. But like, I'm just sort of sharing with you that there's some people that tune into the collective of twin flames that I'm in, that when one resonates, it tends to be that basically quite a lot, if not all, resonate. And there's not really many now that I resonate with now. So it probably makes sense why I would watch all of them. And actually now I'm saying that, I end up watching 5 minutes and I click off because I'm just kind of, that's where I'm at with all this. But when I was watching more, that's how it would be. Like I don't like I've watched Aquarius videos before and it would be like literally word for word my story. But, you know, I've not got my big stuff in Aquarius, so a lot of people wouldn't do that. So I'm just sort of sharing with you that's kind of how it works. It could be anywhere. Um, but yeah, do you want me to use one of these questions? All right, wait a minute, you've already answered that. I'll go with what you're guided to do. I'd love to hear what my guides want to say. This is the Celtic name, which is interesting. It's unusual in the States. Yes, no, it is. It's very pretty. Like your spelling of it is very pretty, but it's funny how it just sounds like a lane, doesn't it, guys? If you know in a lane in Scotland, I mean, it is sounds like a lane. Like a lane. It's funny how spelling could like change a name, isn't it? Right, so would you like this one? Because it's a shadow card and and I'm just thinking because of some of the things that you shared that you experienced over the weekend, but it's what spiritual lesson can my shadow side teach me? Or this can be stuff I can do in private, people. Why is this lesson important for me? What challenge might stand in the way of this lesson? And how does my shadow side inform my spirituality? Quite good question. So, again, Tina, you can get that, or anyone can, either on here or um, in private. I thought you would. Yeah, let's just go with them. Um, and I think I'll use these cards because I don't know, I just feel guided to. So we're getting. I do actually know these cards quite well just from seeing others use them over the years. And again, it's one of these ones where I just know when it's the right time for me to have a deck. And this one's been, I don't know, let's see actually, it's been out for years, but it just felt like the right time. Like, fuck you, thank you, Hay House sale. Yeah, 2011. So 2011 could be significant. That's a long fucking time, do you know what I mean? But it was just time. So it's the Enchanted Map. Look, that was the one I picked the other. So that's the one I've been posting in the community tab there. So, right. So, what spiritual lesson can my shadow side teach me? Give us the card that would most be helpful for Tina to know through that question. What spiritual lesson can her shadow side teach her? And if you're new around here, just know that although I'm doing this for Tina, this can make sense to any of you as well. So, would you look at that? It's the card I just showed you. So, out of all those cards, they were like, we've just shown you the card that we Spirit of Place. So, that's quite cool when that happens. Education, yes, they're just educating us. So let's see what this says. Um, I watched all 12, which is what you'd recommended, and I needed to. They were all relevant. Oh, what was that? Was that ages ago when I done them? Because I haven't done them for ages. But basically, oh yeah, that's what I was getting around to saying. That I'm going to do that. Like I think I'm going to experiment with I really meant to do it like, when it was right at the new moon, but we're in the new moon. That's basically the point, right? That because the new moon in Virgo was the other day, we're in the energy, the momentum of, right, now it's a good time to act on my plans, to get the wheels in motion. And I feel like I need to work out what it is you guys actually want on here. Do you know what I mean? Like, so basically, because it's quite funny because I did happen to see what again, one of the ones I've clicked on today is someone else's, and it's like I haven't watched the video yet, but I don't know why, but I like reading the comments on things. And it was like someone had put like, if you don't like that this woman is reading the same story every day, basically fuck off. Like that is that is the energy. Like she's reading the energy, and this is the energy. And it's kind of like I love when people do that because it's what I think too. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like I'm fucking right in there liking the person's comment when they put something like that. She put it a lot more polite, but it's true. Like I can't help it, and nobody else can help it. That when we're reading the twin flame fucking journey, it's the same fucking story, right? If the masculine's in distorted energy, regardless of their gender, and they've ran off with a karmic, sorry, a karmic person, they've ran off with a karmic person. If the if the masculine is in a dark night of the soul and they are missing you, but they're not doing anything about it, that's the story. If this person has moved through their healing, they've not got any karmic people around them, and they're about to just jump up on your ass, that's the story. And it just depends. People are tapping in. I mean, this must be this. That must be some of the stories that are going on. But it's different parts of the timeline. Do you know what I mean? And it's yeah. I've been around a long time, guys. I've been around a long time watching this shit, and I've been around a long time doing this shit. It is boring, whether it's private or it can get bored and repetitive. But you know, we just change it up as we go. Like I said, I can see the time coming very quickly when if things don't start picking up around here, I'm just going to fucking start a whole new one. And I don't know. I keep this one, but it's just weird. I don't know. You see, I've always think this as well. It doesn't help. You see that people followed me that want me to fail from the other platforms, and I'm well aware of that. It's not that great. So anyway, moving on. Moving on. So, spirit of place. Authenticity is the essence of power. So, this is what spiritual lesson can my shadow side teach me. So, right away off the bat, that's very American, isn't it? It's to be real. Whatever is going on with you, be real. And if you can't be real with others, be real with yourself. And that's basically powerful shadow work, isn't it? And it's like the fact that you're hanging around here and watching me being this very wild woman, divine feminine, go with the flow, showing you what it's like. So that's what I meant when I said, so bear in mind when I go into these stories, this is going to have meaning for Tina and anyone else that resonates. I respect and admire anyone that's got the courage to actually be showing you what they're going through on that process. Because like I said, I caught somebody the other day that's and I would say, it's in the part of me, it's in the part that I went through. Yes, yeah, I even said the part of me, like the part that I went through a very long time ago. But it was painful to watch somebody go through what I remember very clearly. And it's horrible to think, that some of you are going through that now. And yeah, and it is painful, and it's painful. They're pulling me at the back of that deck that says mixed emotions. It's painful. That's basically it. It's painful, and it's very slow, boring process to go through the dark night zone. You feel like it's never going to end, but you're brave for facing it. You know what I mean? Where some people could just be numbing it out, like for the rest of their lives, and they do sadly. So basically, I really just want to say that to you that if any you're being treated like it's, you're having a breakdown or you're losing your mind, it's, just remember that it's what the ancients and, wise shamans like myself, but, like wise elders, like anybody that knows what they're talking about knows that it's a very powerful initiation. It's an honor to be going through that process. So it really just depends, different people frame things in different ways. So anyway, so very deep, but so We forgot, I don't know about you, but I forgot the question. I spoke that long. So, what spiritual lesson can my shadow side teach me? Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, and birds, and mountains and rivers have their own essences. When the spirit of place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? Now that's interesting. What spiritual lesson can my shadow side teach me? So what I instantly get from that, Tina, is really well, I know that I don't need to explain this to you, so really I'm just explaining this for other people as well. But maybe some bits need to come through. It's like I would say it reminds me of that term that some of you like around here, like, sacred rage, which has become very popular. But it does remind me, like, I would notice what is making you angry at this time, because that really gives you a clue as to where, there's still triggers, which we've all got somewhere. But I feel that that's what meant that because that's being real, it wouldn't be like that's what I pride myself, that's what I try to do here as well, as much as I can, because I'm very raw and real, and I know that Tina will appreciate this because you've got a lot of fire energy too. But it's like it's not wise to be so raw and real that you're leaving yourself totally vulnerable. You know what I mean? But being a bit vulnerable can actually be quite empowering, liberating. You know what I mean? And it's really quite beautiful. Like it's beautiful to experience all the range of emotions. It's about how you handle it when you're triggered. Um, but yeah, is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Oh my God. Oh, right enough. Because remember, I'm like, this is familiar. This was the card from the post over the weekend. So I'm now just wondering, with that coming out over the weekend, and me like I would have just like basically worded it my own way sort of. I think I did write something similar, but I didn't obviously write the whole thing because if I do I put in quotation marks. I don't think that's fair, like that, I don't think that's fair if anyone else do that or if I do it that you think, oh, I wrote that, because actually to be fair, a lot of stuff I do channel which is mine, it is beautiful and it flows through, but I'll put in quotation marks if it's not mine. um but basically you can paraphrase, but it's plagiarizing, guys. um but it's kind of like that means something. That if you experience those very intense energies, which I feel everyone did in some sort of way, and again, I'm sharing that about, don't sort of think you're out the woods if you haven't had like a huge release, because it could be coming for you. Because I thought, oh yeah, I've kind of got through the Scorpio moon all right, I'm feeling pretty good, and then boom, like it was like a fucking tsunami today. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted. Um, and I might be, I think I'll still be exhausted tomorrow, to be honest. And who knows, maybe the cry's not stopped. I really don't know. Like, but um, yeah. But if that's what it feels like about. If you embody love rather than long for it, you know what I mean? If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody it, basically, rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question, then name it. You'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Well, I fucking love that shit, guys, right? These were definitely the right cards to go to for this. Right, so are we ready for number two? I can change the decks up, Tina, if you want me to use a different deck for the questions, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like sticking with this deck. Why is the lesson important for Tina? Why is the lesson important for Tina? So yeah, the way that I feel that's about for Tina and for anybody, oh fuck's sake, I'm doing it again. This is going to this is going to be a test for me. See, now I think, I don't know if I can do it this, now I'm going to feel funny, like going from the test for Elaine, the test for Elaine. Give me a minute, I think I've got this. Give me, why is this lesson important for Elaine? I pulled it back, guys. See, I think they're teaching you, listen, people make mistakes, but mistakes make people. I corrected myself. That's funny because we're in Mercury, planet communication has just went into 0 degrees Virgo, and that would be very pernicky about things like that. I'm like, no, I want to get it right. You know what I mean? I don't want to, because it's about respect too. Like, I feel. If somebody has legally changed their name, like even if somebody hadn't, by the way, even if someone was like, I want to be called this, do you know what I mean? Fucking bash on. Let's all get on board. But when it's actually like, you know what I mean? Anyway, why is the lesson important for Elaine? Commitment, love it. 36. And intention is on the back. So I feel like, that the lesson and why this is important to honor all of your emotions and to basically to witness them and to give yourself more love is because that's what shadow work is about. Like witnessing what pisses you off, what really upsets you, what gets you bawling, crying, can't stop, like what happened to me. Like just witness it all. And then you can like go into that deep introspection, which is what the Scorpio moon is good for. Unless, you are being bombarded by a whole load of emotional tears and you just need to, you just kind of need to purge and let that out. But if you are in that kind of introspective, quiet place of it, it's good to be like, why did that bother me so much? And it's usually like it stems back to something else, it's like something that's what triggers it. It's like triggered one thing that's like triggered all this other shit. So right. 36. So 3 and 6 is 9, and we're in the 9-9 portal endings. So the question is, why is this lesson important for Elaine and anyone else that resonates? A true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. This is a good time to make one. And how amazing is that? It feels like it feels like, well, I don't know what the word is, but like, as far as I know from input, you are one of the only ones. I'm not saying you're the only one, but you're one of the only ones that has got involved with, what I've been doing with the videos, like particularly the divine detox and decluttering. So, you made a commitment to go through this for you to see, and it's not a coincidence that you must have set an intention, right? When I ask people to set an intention in the big 2 hour long video, you must have done that because I know that from when you shared, you've felt energy moving, haven't you? Like you've really felt stuff moving, and it just shows you that when you do set an intention yourself, or you get involved in a group intention, like because I do things like this all the time, but that was more of a structure to it. Things happen, but you've got to make that. God, I'm being very teachery here. And guess what Sag Moon's about, guys? That's right. The teacher and learning. We gonna learn today. And we also saw education a minute ago too. But it's like somebody can provide all of that for free on the internet, like me or anyone else, right? But unless you actually have the intention that you're going to put the effort in yourself, right? And make the commitment, you're not going to see the changes. Like some of you watching this right now on replay or even live, you won't have had the same results as what me or Elaine have had, or anyone else that's had shifts, because I know other people in here have been sharing, because you didn't set intention, you didn't make a commitment. Doesn't mean you've done anything wrong, but it's just proving a point that, you know what I mean? It's like get involved and you see the energy, so you can do it the next time. I love the way that's coming through. So, a true commitment, yeah, I read that bit. Partnerships formed at this time are harmonious and powerful. The commitment card also indicates the natural evolution of a relationship from its inception to a literal and metaphorical marriage. And what I feel this is about is it's about the spiritual marriage between your own energy, your own masculine and feminine energy. It's about that real uniting of, I'm like, I'm being like really passionate. It's about the uniting of the yin yang energy within you so that you are that one step closer to attracting that your true twin flame. You know what I mean? That's what this feels like. It feels like really integrating that energy. Because, like I say all the time, if you run away from shadow work, anyone out there, you're not going to reach that proper union like with that physical one. They'll always just be constant triggering, like, but it will be unbearable and it would be quite like a karmic relationship. And I do believe, we're throwing tests like that to see if you're actually ready for it, like so. But yeah, lovely. At the very least, there is a promise of fulfillment in some form. However, and remember, I've just realised that Venus, planet of love and values and money and what you find beautiful is in Libra. So it would be very much what I've just described, the balance energy. However, you must be conscious of what you're committing to. Be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. Others are more willing to enter into partnerships at this time. Remember that your partnership with spirit and the highest version of your own self will engage the highest in another. And I love that because again, it's even more serious when you're a twin flame because it's like if you lie to yourself, then your twin flame will mirror that, keep lying to themselves. If you basically hold in all that deep emotion, they will hold in all that deep emotion. So it's like basically, when you feel, definitely if it's to do with emotion, like let it out, and then it actually will free the other person as well. It's I'm just using that as an example because it's well, it just seems to be the theme of the day, but um right, so powerful. Right, let me see. I definitely did healing around control, and when I get hurt, I noticed that I pull back and I literally sound like a different person, but I don't sound authentic. You're going to make me cry because I have friends that have said this to, and they won't do it. Oh, do you mean was that about the name bit? I want to see. Sorry, this chat is always so slow. I feel like you might be talking about the name bit, and that's a bit shit. It's yeah, if you are talking about that, it is a difficult one because it's quite a difficult it's a yeah, I don't feel like the same person. It's a difficult transition. Like it's difficult for you. But actually I don't think in your case it is difficult for you, does it? Like you feel like it feels like you feel like more you being called that. But it can be difficult for other people. Like it can feel a bit weird. Like let's just call a spade a spade. So it's like, you've got to give people a wee bit of leeway. But if people are being rude about it, you know what I mean, and they're being like, I don't know, there's a difference, isn't there? There's people that can be a bit cheeky and a bit kind of like, I'm not doing that. Do you know what I mean? That's not very nice because it's not respecting what the big move that you've done, because really that's about empowerment. Like I got that because I've just realized, like I remember when you told me that you'd done that. It's like you taking back a lot of your power. It's difficult, isn't it? It's kind of like screaming like when you have to set boundaries with people that don't respect you. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I don't think this is exactly the same, but that's what they're kind of talking to me about. It's like I had to set, well, basically, never mind set boundaries. I moved away from people that basically. It's actually very like that. Very like that last video I filmed. When it's like you say you've got like a special talent or something or a gift or whatever people want to say, and like people just ignore it or they stonewall it. Like I'm actually being shown a situation where so Tina, I think this is when I remember anyone that's new, when I talk about my own experiences, normally long in the past, or it might be not so long ago. This is a time I'm thinking about that was quite a while ago now, but it's always going to have some relevance. And I'm just thinking because I know the things you're interested in stuff and a lot of the same stuff as me, I feel you've had an experience like this, but I'm being clearly shown an experience where I was with a couple of people and someone was like clearly talking about something that is so completely within my area of expertise. And the person knew that, but it was weird because it was like they were kind of talking to the other person I was with, but not like looking to me at all to like be like, oh, you'll know about this because this is your like let's just say the person was talking about like shamanism or something, but it wasn't actually that. It was kind of in the realm of that. It was like talking like, that it was just basically it was like it was quite a weird experience of like somebody just making you feel a bit small, really. You know what I mean? And it's like in the moment I thought, it's not intentional, but it was only like years after when I reflected that I realised it was quite intentional. Do you know what I mean? And it's you don't always see it in the moment. So I really don't like that I'm saying this. But again, after any of these situations that I've had, like I forgive it because it's people that are long in my life, but it was like and I just feel it was actually somebody that had that done to them. and possibly didn't even realise that they do that to people. So, it's about, again, it's about forgiveness again, isn't it? The card of the day. So I don't know why I'm saying that, but I feel, you've either had experiences like that with family or friends, or look out for it happening, basically, while we're in this sensitive, emotional place. And it's kind of like, sometimes people do act from that unconscious place of the shadow that they don't even realise how dark they've really been. And to be honest, we've all actually done it. Like anybody that says you've not, you're lying. Like I bet you have done it and you just haven't realised. And that's why I'm good at helping people with this shit, because I've got Pluto 0 degrees. I know I say it all the time, retrograde in Scorpio, Pluto real Scorpio in the 12th house. I've met every dark part of myself, and I'm able to meet every dark part of you and like love myself unconditionally and love that in you and listen to some of the darkest of things. And not many people can do that. You know what I mean? It's just I'm just owning it. You know what I mean? It's some people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about death. I don't want to talk about the time in my life that I'm not proud of. I don't want to talk about the time in my life when I was betrayed. It's like, well, but this shit happens, you know what I mean? Let's just get it out. Let's just get it out so we can all fucking move on. And be happy. That's the Sag Moon talking. See, the other part was the Scorpio rising old soul, and then that last bit was the Scorpio moon. And the Aries is like, right, let's fucking get on with the next question. But right, let me see what Tina is, and that's astrology for you. I just literally described my sun, moon, and how my sun, moon, and rising interact. Do you know what I mean? And this happens. Um, I actually have set the intention after our last healing session to balance the yin and yang, so that's very cool. This is coming up, brilliant. Well, the thing is, Tina, anytime anybody is doing anything like that with me, yeah, you're well on your way, to being doing that, because that's basically my frequency. That's what I'm here to help people do. So yeah, I've had people roll their eyes at me. Yeah, it's rude, you know what I mean, and you're going to get it. So it's a difficult one. You just have to keep enforcing it, which is why I feel my guides really stressed that to me, that was important. Like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm doing it again though. And I can't even be like it's because I just done it again, didn't I? See what I mean? I think they're just showing you how hard it is actually for other people to transition to say that. So my Libra energy, my 12th house, my 12th house is kind of coming into this a little bit. I'm like, oh, actually, and it's a bit in my 11th, so on the internet, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be fair about this. It's like, it's difficult. So, yeah, I suppose that's the point. Know the difference between people that are genuinely struggling to get used to it and people that are being a bit of a smart ass. There you go. I think that's the point. Because I think that's why I was being shown that particular time in my life when um it was quite covert, Like I do feel there was a bit of a dark part of that person was like trying to be nippy, but it was quite hard to, like it would have been a situation where if I'd actually tried to claim that or like addressed it assertively, it would have just made it look like I was like crazy or something. But I know I wasn't. Like I know that that's what was going on. But that's just when I then I basically wasn't friends with that person too long after that, really. Or I basically marked the card. That's what we say here. You mark somebody's card when they're like, I was saying that 11:11. Right, let's do the next question. And again, I'm sharing that because it is true that, like I said, you'll have had experience, you'll have been on the receiving end of that. And unfortunately, you've probably done something like that, unknowingly to others as well. So it's just good to sort of own that about yourself. Right. What challenge might stand in the way of learning this lesson? I forgot what the fucking lesson is. I've been talking that long. So the lesson is to be authentic and to honor the spiritual marriage that is going on within you, because that is, see how this is helping everyone as well, because that is the only way you get closer to the union within the Holy Grail, but also the physical union. Boom, love it. Right, so what challenge might stand in the way of learning this lesson? This will be juicy. Trying to make me feel small, it didn't work. Yeah, exactly. They obviously don't know your placements, Tina. It's like, they didn't know that they had a fireball standing in front of them. And then the thing is, when you take your power back, it's like, fucking watch out, do you know what I mean? Quite funny. Right, so what challenge might stand in the way? I mean, listen, that's why I'm quite prepared for a lot of people to hate me out there. I don't like the word hate. But a lot of people's karmic friends, family, if people have got, that, I don't know, anyone or work people, anyone around people, they are going to hate me because, in fact, I'm keeping it anonymous, but I've actually had proof of, I've had proof of this, of how that can manifest many a time. Whether it be from plates smashing on the ground, do you remember that one that happened a few months ago? That was interesting. After I'd done a healing session with someone, I woke up the next day and there was a plate smashed on the ground. Um, and there was connections to Greece with that, so that was pretty creepy. I knew exactly when I got up, but I mean, I can handle it. And then that stuff doesn't happen around because that stuff doesn't happen a lot because that is quite creepy. Um, I've had things where, people cut the cords and literally the next day you've got people trying to contact you on the phone or turning up at the door because people feel it. And I had something like that recently as well, like where someone was telling me that after, doing work with me. So, yeah, I can see why karmic energy don't because I'm empowering people. I'm providing free tools for people to take their power back. Quite fucking right. Do you know what I mean? And if you want to go the one level up, book a session. Let's free ourselves. Right, okay, so free from the matrix. So what challenge might stand in the way of learning this lesson? Nothing, but let's see. Oh my God, Lexi. I thought of you when I saw this card when I got the Wizard of Awareness. And if you don't know the batter, if you don't know the batter, if you don't know the banter around this, people, is I call Lexi's wee boy a wizard because he's a triple Leo. So and he's rather magical. But we don't want any of his input tonight because, and again, I really hope he wasn't around because this is what I mean. I forget. I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like, don't put the earbuds in, guys. If you're listening to me, put the earbuds in because I'm going to swear. Do you know what I mean? And doesn't gel well. I don't sit and, the swearing doesn't come into it anywhere when children are around me. But when the children aren't around, like, children shouldn't be watching me on this. Do you know what I mean? So that's your responsibility, everyone. I'm sure they've heard this shit somewhere before, though. Do you know what I'm saying? But look, Wizard of Awareness. I did think of you. Wizard of Awareness. Right, so, um, what challenge might stand in the way of Elaine learning this lesson? See, I'm learning too. I had to, but you see, they're teaching you. I had to stop and think and slow down before. I'm going to miss saying Tina. I like saying Tina. I'm just like, I'm going to, do you know that? I'm going to have to grieve your name. This is like were you here, Tina? Were you here around the solstice when I posted that podcast about seasons? Because if not, I think you need to listen to that. I always post it at the change of season, so look out for it around the equinox. But it's about where people had to grieve the old logo for a company. Like they got this guy in to talk about grief and help them with letting go of the old logo for the new logo to come in. And it's like a really funny because he tells the funny story, but it's true. Like, people, it'd be like if I changed my name on here, and I've thought about that before. Could you imagine if you just came to the channel one day and I wasn't called Crystal Clear Visions? Like, I'm sure it wouldn't change your life that much, but it would be kind of weird. Do you know what I mean? It's like, um, because I've done that. I've followed some people for years, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, it's that person. Why are they calling themselves that? And then the next again week, they've called themselves back the same name because you know what I mean. It's just like, why? You know what I mean? So now I'm going to set the intention right now to be authentic in every moment, like I did with the yin yang balance. Yes, do it, love it. Not easy to do because it's what I teach people all the time that to be that real, to be that authentic, right? But it is, as a twin flame, you do have to, because otherwise, like that, basically, if you resonate, all of you out there, with being a true twin flame, and I keep using the word true in front of it, you will get what I mean. Like, it'll hurt your soul to not be real, to live a lie. And I know, some of you might, again, it depends what side of the journey you're on, because some of you could have been in it, but I feel I'm saying that because some of you could have been in that kind of masculine energy for so long that you're just sick of it. Like, I mean, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff in my life, like when it's the right time, but like definitely whether you call it like turning 40 or whether it's to do with all the different I don't even like calling it difficulties, but it's like you know, dyslexia, dyspraxia, ADHD, all that, because they all sort of overlap and everything. But what I'm trying to say is like all I know is like that card that said relationship change. So this is gonna have something to do with you, Tina, and make sense to other people. But all the stuff to do with relationship change and like just different hormone issues and just different feelings. And it's like it is true that the older you get, like you just like you can't stand for the bullshit that you used to stand for before. Do you know what I mean? And that's definitely where I'm at. I'm just kind of like no thanks, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I mean is like I feel that was the lesson for me today with me butt dialing an old friend. Is that and you know what I will say, it was particularly when I was hanging up the phone, my friend had said I love you and I was just gone. Like I couldn't even get the words out to say bye. I was like I did say bye, but I was like I'll speak to you soon. It was just yeah, because I had said I'll speak to you later and she said no, I'll speak to you soon and that was really good speech and I love you. And it was just, I think just with the yeah. Because I'm still standing by what I say all the time. I'm not actually interested in hearing from someone from a like I would basically it's a hard one again, I don't really want to get in that topic again, but oh fuck again, this is gonna have something to do. It's like it's just that as a defense, you know what I mean? It's a defense mechanism. It's because I've experienced so much betrayal and so much hurt that it's a bit easier to, but it's not totally across the board. If somebody does need to get in touch, like for their own peace of mind or something, it is a hard one because sometimes it is just easier to be like, look, loving people from far, got boundaries. Like I said, I forgive everybody in my life that has ever wronged me. Whether they feel they wronged me or I feel they wronged me, but uh, I just don't want the drama. That's basically what I'm saying. But with that person today, it wasn't. It was. Am I the drama? It was me. It was dramatic just because of how upset I got. But it's only you only. It's only because it's how much you care. But it's difficult, isn't it? Because you could get that upset about people that aren't right for you anymore. But it can still be triggering, and that's really what it is. It's. But yeah, and it's just a bit of a shame because I fucking deleted my WhatsApp years ago now though, and it's like some people have messaged me on WhatsApp and then they could then think, oh, maybe they just don't, she just doesn't want to talk to me, but I've not got it. Do you know what I mean? And and that was my friend, did, take that on board as well. That so now I know. Because a lot of people just don't, loads of people do just use WhatsApp, and I'm aware that, some of my other friends from different walks of life will have done that too. But it's just difficult. It's loaded because it's to do with all the different changes in the world, and that's my kind of bit on it. That it is a bit difficult, but anyway, moving on. And I'm not saying what I always say on top of that, right? Because I shouldn't need to like. But all I'm saying is like it's quite interesting because I'm so like I need to change this number. I've been saying it for ages now, and I've held back, and I need for my own sanity I need to change that number. So I'm doing it at the full moon in Pisces is the 18th. I think I might just reach breaking point, and I'm just changing the fucking number. And anybody that's interested in being a part of my life, they're just going to have to find a magical way to talk to me. Right, Wizard of Awareness. So. You're, oh my God, look at this. It does fit with what I'm saying. Your soul knows best. Be still and observe. And notice how that's what I was saying before I started reading Tina's stuff. I was saying about observing the triggers and, interesting. Mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you. And remember, the question is what challenge might stand in the way of learning this lesson? Ah, yes, this is more than just for you, Tina. Remember, I said that every time somebody buys one of the things that I'm doing, it's always because everybody needs to hear it. So thanks for doing that because everyone needs to hear this. Um, it's like what could be the challenges is you could get triggered and then react before you've like observed. So it's about observing. Which again, to be fair, with you having all that fire, that is a challenge. It's um right. So this applies to the environment within you too. If you struggle inside yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. See how overexcitement? Isn't it funny? Because like whether it be yourself with all the fire, like the triple fire, Sun Moon Rising or like, Moxon or anybody else that has, because even I've not got triple fire, but I've got like my sun and my moon is that. It's like it's so great to be that passionate, but it could be, overexcitement could spill into anger or being too reactive. But it's also like it's not bad to be angry. It's good. It's like it's good to know what your boundaries are. Um, you have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. That feels like it really fits with some of the written channelings. And again, I'm just recognizing that I think you're the only person actually that commented on those memes. Because just know that whenever I do that, I mean, I'm not being funny, guys, but I mean, I could do a poll, I could vote. Do you want me to post memes every day? Because I've got fucking shitloads from over, like, I'm not even funny, like, over the last 10 years and that, and different phones and stuff like that. I've probably got ones that have been, like, that need to be revived. But, because I just do it really intuitively, really quickly. Like, I don't overanalyze it. I don't, like, I just pick quickly, and I don't do the kind of, covert weird shit that people do. Because people do that, you know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick that because it fits what's going on with here. I always used to spot that on Facebook and Instagram, especially my personal one. I'm like, oh, she's doing that because she's fell out with her felly, or she's doing that because she just fell out with her pal, or do you know what I mean? It's like, it's, I could always tell. So that's what kind of stopped me posting quotes and that because, oh, they're going to think it's about this. But it's kind of like, but I find them really powerful, and I follow loads of channels that it's just I get really serious about shit like that because that seems to have been again, where's Jesse? Lost in the sauce. That like that's just totally been lost on social media. You know what I mean? You used to like there would be rules around posting a meme. Like you needed to like attribute and like tag the pit. All of that's just totally lost. But where I can, whenever I see a quote, if the person's I don't like crop the person's name out, you know what I mean? I make sure that I always used to do that like when I was on like the other social media too. But yeah, I'm just sort of saying that I do. It helps me. I always see stuff at the right, and they would make me pick stuff at the right time. But anyway, I just do it. I just do it when I feel like it. But um, anyway, wearing the world as a loose garment requires you to adopt a sense that nothing that happens to you is personal. People come and go, experiences evolve from one state to another in a continual shift and change, no matter how much you want things to stay the same. The wizard, the wizard of awareness asks you to give up your need to define or limit what you're experiencing now. It's all good. Let it be and watch the miracle unfold without any direct influence from you. But you see, I feel that that is because of the deep emotions that you've been purging, basically, that you and me and everyone else that's going through it. It's like that's what that's about, to try as much to be the observer. Like, don't judge it. Like, think about how many people would be like, oh my God, that's not right that I've got that upset. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it actually is. It's releasing trauma. It's really powerful and it's very healing. Like, whenever I've actually concentrated on doing stuff around, like, particularly somatic movement and that, and again, I pick my times because when I done it, I dabbled a bit, not that long ago. Just, the release came when I least expected it, but thank God I was actually with my best pal that day. But it's powerful, and that's what I'm doing too with these. With this, it's like, just be ready for it. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, it just works very well with the astrology, with the full moon eclipse. Right, okay, so movement, yeah, exactly. I opened the book up at movement. You're in a time of positive forward motion. So it's basically like the people like me and, oh my God, did I say Tina? Me and Elaine and any of yous on the live chat right now or anyone on replay that is actually, whether you've been doing the videos that I've been putting up or, oh my God, I just realized I haven't done one for today. Let's do it on the live right now. But wait a minute. If I do on the live, then I don't know how to clip it. Oh, wait a minute. No, you can only clip shorts. You can't. They need to do that where you could clip like a bigger bit of the. Anyway, whatever. Um, Somebody remind me when I finish this, and I'll do a quick one before I finish it, either with the phone or I'll just do it on here. Fuck it. Do you know what? For all the people that are actually doing it, they're probably going to watch this anyway because it's my lives. That's the thing. It's my shorts and my lives that people like more. But I like doing recorded video too, so I'm still doing it. Like I'm still doing it for the small amount of people that like it. Don't worry, I'm doing it because I like doing them. Um, but yeah, you're having positive movement forward. So you might be feeling the deep emotion right now or over the weekend, but you will have big shifts from allowing that to be released. Bigger shifts than people that hold it all in. So there you go. Same point to me and Tina, the people that are letting the fucking tears out. You know what I'm saying? So it's strong to cry, right? Some people need to hear that because you might have been told the opposite, right? So how does my shadow inform my spirituality? This will be interesting. I love the memes. Keep them coming. Good. Yeah, that's our Aries enthusiasm. um, what song is it? Oh God, oh no. It's that one again. I'm getting sick of that. Swear to God, when I come home, I'm gonna hold you so close. Swear to God, when I come home, I'll never let go. And I need to change my alarm because I'm gonna fucking hate that song soon. I don't know why I don't. Anyway, falling like the stars. So there you go. Falling like the stars, falling in love. It's not my shadow. How does Elaine's shadow inform her spirituality? Oh my God, what's this about? Deep freeze? Oh, before I read this from the book, I wonder if that is meaning. Now I'm wondering if you now I don't know if you said it on this chat or if you said it in the membership, so I won't well, let me just check. Oh no, I think look, it is kind of like what you said there. Mm, I'll just generalize, but basically I feel that deep freeze might have something to do with whatever you've allowed to be released recently and whenever you've been experiencing this big shift. Um, actually, the other time as well, if you'll know what I mean. Um, that's what was needed, deep freeze. This is scarily, isn't it? Because it's God and the guy who's speaking through me. This is scarily going to be what I've just said. I think this is for all the people that you might be in that place. Like you might have not let that emotion out for a long time. Because that's the weird thing about emotions. Like I do cry more often than most people, and I find crying really healthy. But because I'm such a strong person, that's probably all the different guides. But it's like because I'm such a strong person and I can handle quite a lot mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. It's sometimes it can take me a wee minute to be like, oh. That was pretty fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Like that's really hurt me. Like but I used to explain this all the time on Facebook Lives, like with the nature of being a medium and a shaman, like I can transmute energy like way quicker than most people. Like I can move through stuff a lot quicker than most people. And some of the stuff that I've been through, I just, like I've said before, I don't think a lot of people actually could have handled some of the stuff that I've been handed. Um, but that's why we all get given our own path, you know what I mean? But I do feel that's what it's about. It's about unfreezing. It reminds me of that card like one of my cards that says an act of true love. It takes an act of true love to, unfreeze a heart or something, you know what I mean? It's out of frozen. Magic stream. Oh, I like it. Right, okay, so let's read what this is about, because like I said, I haven't got a clue. I just said what. It's it's a surprise for me as well. Right. I've just opened the book up at Flying. You have the power to see things from a higher perspective. Oh, wow. I love that when the question is, how does my shadow inform my spirituality? Oh, already that makes so much sense before I read it. Your shadow held back to protect yourself. And now it's just that, yeah, it's a process of allowing, just allowing the guards to be down when you feel safe enough to. And that really goes for all of us. And again, do you see how connected that is to why I've shared a little bit about what happened to me today? Because think about it, that could have went all types of wrong. That's why, I mean, I don't think I need to spell it out imagine if there was other people in my phone. That could have been like Fuck my life moment for real. Kind of reminds me of the moment when I said I went out on a night out once and I was pissed and I sent a thumb to my twin flame on yeah, Facebook. And I was like trying to fucking unsend the thumb. It was just, why is the thumb not coming up in here? Fucking mortifying, do you know what I mean? Like, how do you get out of that? So it could have went like that, but it didn't. It just, and you'll hear it. I let you into my life a little bit. You hear me being like, shit, panicking, me freezing, being like, what do I do? And then thinking, I must have kept, oh, there you go, the thumb. I must have kept her in my phone, like when I didn't give it for a reason. Because it wasn't that, it was, yeah, it just wasn't, it was just drifting. It happens. Right, okay, so. Everything has its season. Now's the time to put activity on hold while you rest. Oh, see, it fits because when you've been purging a lot of deep emotion, everyone that's been doing this, but especially Elaine. Sorry if I'm swapping in. Sometimes I'm remembering, sometimes I'm not. Um, you need to rest because that's taken out of me. Like that's totally divinely timed. That my guides must have known that was going to happen, and so I've got it that I've got something nice tomorrow. Very interesting. Um, Everything has its season. Now's the time to put activity on hold while you rest. And remember, the question is, how does my shadow inform my spirituality? Because your shadow tells you when you've had enough. Your shadow lets you know this is crossing my boundary. I don't like that. That's pissing me off. But it's then just about how you deal with that. You know what I mean? And we've all dealt with things the right way. We've all probably dealt with things the wrong way. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of you, it'll probably have a lot to do with drink, but not always. But so the cold winter beckons you to slow down and put a freeze on things that are not yet ready to bloom. It's time for regeneration and hibernation. Forgo ambitious activity. A pregnant pause allows ideas to gestate, projects to shift and change, and relationships to go through a dreamy state of being. And that's what I feel is going on with you and your twin flame. It's like, because it feels like you're in a really exciting place, Tina, of like unraveling a lot of the parts of you that you might have thought was you, and you're finding the real authentic you. Again, this see how this can fit for everyone. It's like now you're truly loving, you're being guided to truly love all parts of you and not run away from any of the parts that need your love, including when you're guided to like healers like myself or any other, people you're guided to comfort you. Because like I said, the healers need healing too. It's like it just feels like that, the alchemical process of your masculine and feminine and you, but then you and your twin, it's the dreamy state is about now from this new place of loving yourself even harder is the way I would put it. Like, yeah, enjoying that connection and seeing how it's different. And because they're pulling me to the yin yang symbol again there. Very deep. I'm here for it. The dreamy state of being, not going anywhere, not needing to. This is also the time to put all your arguments on ice. Oh my God, wow. Nothing beneficial will come from any of them. Self-care is the most important activity right now. Right? I cannot stress, if you can't recognize that yourself, people, that is more than just for Elaine. Sorry, I'm sure I did just call you Tina a minute ago as well. Um, so reflect, read a good book, or get a massage, rest and dream. Do you know what? That's not a coincidence. I literally just said to somebody earlier, I like that. I really need a massage. Like, I'm going to be going on a hunt for. I'm going to be going on a hunt for that. Right. So, I'm not just going to be shouting out the window like, "Can somebody give me a massage?" That's a bit dodgy. I wouldn't advise that. Right. So I feel a bit guided to just see what magic streams about as well. So very deep messages though. So this is just the overall message because, but yeah, that's what I get from that because it's about arguments and stuff as well. It's like, how does my shadow inform my spirituality? You don't need to attend the table of every argument. I don't know why I added table in, but do you know what I mean? It's like you don't need. It reminds me of. I think that is it's on the tip of my tongue. That's annoying. It's a type of therapy. You might know actually, Tina. It's not. It's for fuck's sake. It's the one. It's the type where it's like. Well, it's actually very Jungian as well. It's like, the child state, the parent state, the adult state. It's basically, I don't know if it's that or if it's from something else, but it's basically you don't need to step in the ring. So, like, if somebody's antagonizing you in the boxing ring for an argument, you don't actually, you can just step out the ring, just walk away. And I always see that analogy for people that are wanting beef. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not wanting to argue. Like, see, that's what I mean about. I don't know if you're at this point too, but I'm in that point in my life where, like, I honestly do like. That actually even, to be totally honest, that actually even happened like last week sometime with my mum. Like, it's me and my mum don't really argue. It's more kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like mother daughter bickering, but it's like like if my mum's voice is like carried, I'd be like, whoa, I was like, go and just please don't, like, I just don't. I'm not around anyone. I know my voice carries like when I'm on here. Like, I'm aware that I actually kind of do. It's not shouting, is it? But it's my voice gets louder. But it's like I'm not around anyone. Like, shouting isn't a part of my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want shout to be a part of my life because at one point it was, and I just don't want that. So it's kind of like, never mind shouting. I just don't. If if there are times in life where you are going to argue with people, right? It's just, let's face it, it's going to happen. But it doesn't need to be like really like raised voices and whatever. It depends how bad it gets with somebody, like, name calling all that. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just fucking draining. But you also can't totally run away from an important conversation as well. Like, it's important. This feels very Libra. This feels very. It's like, it's important to learn to sit down and compromise and work out what hurt you and what hurt the other person. And it is, again, I'm not going too deep in it, but it's a little bit like what happened to me today. It wasn't that deep. Well, it was deep because I got upset, but it's like, it's me and my friend I spoke to today. It was just total. Yeah, it was quite. That's not the best examples because it is just one of these things when it's like when you kind of drift from someone you haven't spoke to them for a while, and then you connect again, and it's just. You know what I mean? You just sort of have that connection with some people. It's not, and again, whereas if it's not that simple, is it? With other things, there could be, because now it feels like we're talking about friendship. It feels like that could be about family, and especially I'm just aware, Tina, that I'm going to read this one for you. So this is still going to be your card as well. It's like it feels like that could be speaking to some twins out there as well, where it's like I feel that is difficult, when you've got things that you can't laugh and joke about, you need to be serious about it, but your go-to is probably like make a joke about things. It is quite difficult, because like I've said before that, like, look, if mine is ever going to talk to me ever again, like, well, I'll just be listening as I cry, basically. Like, that's just what I feel like, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it's 2 minutes away from 11:44. But I just feel it's like, just this is just, I've been on this journey like so fucking long, it's unbelievable, and it's like it's like it's just exhausting, and like and I mean you can tell that, like, you know what I mean, like, what are we in just now? Like, we're in Virgo season, and yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like the sun's going to go through my 11th out and then it's going to go in my 10th. And it's like I can feel that it's getting close to that point in the year where I'm just fucking done, man. I'm exhausted. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't take much more of this. And actually, I'm talking about, like, the way I'm talking is Pisces full moon. That's how the Pisces full moon is going to make you feel. And especially those of you that are a Pisces moon out there, because I know there is some of you. Um, you'll probably know how you'll know what I'm channeling even more than what I would because you are it. But I've had people like that around me that have got that minute, and it's difficult, you know what I mean? Because you feel so much and sensitive, and but you've got to watch with that too because it's the kind of energy you can escape too much. Like you can ghost and run into like things that aren't good for you, people, substances. It's Neptune. It's very kind of escapism. So anyway, it's also magic. So let's read Magic Stream. Everything is connected. As I suppose the point is they're weaving in the collective wisdom with Tina's message. Sometimes you've got to do the hard stuff, and I'm sure I'm stealing that from somewhere, guys. Can't I can't actually tell you right now where I'm taking that from. It's just true, isn't it? It's like it's not going to be easy. It's got oh my God, now it's a notebook. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. But actually, that's not a good example because they do argue in that. But I want you and I want us, and it's it's quite an emotional, passionate scene. Anyway, right, so everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness, and you see how that beautifully fits as well. The eclipse is the day before when would have been my dad's 70th birthday. Oh, how poignant. I think I remember you saying that last time. Wow, that's really powerful, isn't it? Wow, that'll be, yeah, make sure that you're, I don't know, doing something nice for yourself around that time then. Right, so every experience you have seems to have its own life story with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. Oh my God, guys, I didn't even know that I was going to say that because I've never read this. Look at what I just said. I've had a fucking hell, I've had enough of this shit. However, there is a danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of a continuity and a greater evolution. Oh, I just missed the 11444 moment. I don't know what I was saying. And we won't know because it won't be that on the thing. But anyway, um, like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. And this is so interesting because Pisces in the 12th is about the collective. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration, which is what you're seeing me do right now. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. So that's there to speak to whoever it's meant to speak to, but Tina, take that on board as well, because all that combination is powerful. You're capable and competent. I just opened the book up it as well. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love that. But see how long it takes to do those questions. I misjudged that recently when I done those videos. Right, I think now what I'll do, right, is like I said, I'll do the collective energy, but this can specifically be for today's divine detox, which is our feelings. Um, and I don't know about you, but I've had enough of decluttering that. I feel I got a lot of shit out, and I can't see me. If I was going to cry, I would have done it already, but you never know. Now these are quite. I could do the same one again. These are a few that I felt would have been. What are we feeling, guys? I've got ones about. Oh no, I don't want to. I'm going to shuffle these. Let's just see what comes out. What one? So there's a mixture of ones about friends. There's ones about family. There's ones about caring for yourself. There's ones about shadow work. And there's ones about growth. I'm not shuffling the whole deck. These were the ones that really spoke to me about feeling like they were good for what we're doing. What one would fit for what most of the collective that are tuning into this, what questions would help us with the collective? I'm saying collective too much, but you know what I'm saying. What do we need that we don't even know that we need? So I'm going with this as what's going to be for the majority of what people need to know. Oh, wait a minute, two have come out. Could be sitting here all night. Oh, they're both shadow one. Oh, look, it's the one I've just done. I did kind of think they wanted me to do the same one. Oh, and I looked at that before I shuffled. Right, okay. So we're going to do the same one again. I'll do that after because that's a bit boring to do it directly after. Look, so what your light side wants to choose, what your shadow side wants to choose. Now that's fascinating because that could be like you and your twin flame as well, or it could be like the parts that you're fighting with for your. That could be like that could be your soul and your ego. So say that's like for the awakened, the newly awakened twins, the masculines that like want to reach out and go through their feminine, but it's like your shadow will be telling you it's not the right time, it's too late. They don't want to hear from you. You know, probably much more shitty stuff than like that than that. And it's not funny either, but I'm just laughing because it's the way it came through. But your soul will be like, it's the right time. They love you. They'll be happy to hear from you. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting. So, but or it could be something within yourself, right? So, are we ready? Choice. And by the way, I might not do that other card. It just depends how I'm feeling. What your light side wants you to choose. I mean, what do you want me to go with here? Do you want me to go with um I really don't know if I can be bothered with like the lovey-dovey sort of type of cards to be well they are. Wait a minute. Like what your light side wants you to choose. I might mix this up a bit and you right, the light side. So for the light side, I'm going to use one of the light and fluffy. I'm going to go with these, right? So I don't know these ones very well either, but let's see. So actually, to be honest, I could no, I'm going to use these for both because these have got some kick-ass ones too. Right, so what this is for what most of the collective need to hear. Choose. I'm gonna do it like this. Oh, the candle just went out. Burnout. Be careful about that. I think they mean for me too. Don't overdo it. But um, don't worry. They always tell me when to go. I'll just know. I'll know I've had enough because I know I get to chill tomorrow. I'm all right. So I'm just gonna have a wee. I'm gonna have a wee feast after I get off here. So, what your light side wants you to choose, and I'm gonna go with this is the collective of divine feminine, regardless of your gender. And I feel you do feel quite fed up because the candle literally just went out right as I'm starting this. So, so I'm gonna light another one. That's annoying me. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't know if my thought was right. Oh, that's fine. I think you might seem a bit. It's like my top has crawled all the way up. Um, right. So I'm surprised I fucking managed to get dressed, guys. I'm not being funny, but fucking hell, what a day. Right. So lighting the candle. It's one of those days you have to be kind to yourself. It's good to know that it's good to know that other people that are going through this that like that you've maybe had a bit of a fucker as well. So right, okay, so um actually I always say that about your own moon sign. So remember Sagittarius moon is mine and it might be some of yours, but it's nobody on the chat right now, but unless you're lurking. But I always say that when it's your own moon sign, you either have a really great couple of days or it can be pretty tough. It never seems to be in between in my experience. Most Sag moons I actually have quite a good time, but every now and again it's like, whoa. And I remember my Sagittarius moon conjunct Uranus, so it is that kind of, oh, it's like someone's been fucking shaken up there. I'll have a wee look at my chart later and I'll be like, oh, right, that's what it is. Fucking hell. Right, so, but I'm just like immune to it. It's like there's so many fucking tough things going on in my chart right now, but I'm just like, I'm just rolling with it. Right, so. For the feminine, your light side wants you to choose this. Baba Yaga, patience. Right, well, I think they're having a fucking laugh, but yep, makes sense. Let's read this. That's the wrong book. That's not going to give me the answer, so I was looking in the wrong book. I think they're having a laugh. Whenever I do that, I feel that symbolic of when somebody was like going down the wrong road with the wrong person, looking in the wrong book. You're not going to find the answers there, pal. That wasn't the right person. Right, so Baba Yaga. Right, so Janet, you go to the index. Baba Yaga, 54. Have people fallen asleep? Some people haven't spoken for a while. Right, so patience. Let things develop gradually. Take your time. I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to scan. Your spirit medicine from the ancient woman of the forest Baba Yaga is the good old dose of patience. It might not be what you want to hear, but there's simply no rush in this process. Again, talk about triggering. I think the last thing you want to say is true divine feminines, especially ones that have been on the journey a long fucking time. Yes, I'm flying the flag for us there. Patience? Are you fucking kidding me? I've never met anybody in my life that has more patience than me. And I'm sorry, that is a bold claim, but it's fucking true. Like that. Sometimes I've got to be honest with it, like sometimes when I'm sort of bump into folk in that, whether it's in person or online, and it's a shame if people don't realise that I'm a twin flame that's been on the journey as long as what I am. You know what I mean? So I do sometimes think like I'm quite good at being able to be, not a dick about it. Like I just remind myself, like how are people meant to know if you haven't told them? But I'm just sort of speaking that my shadow speaking that one out loud. That it's like you want to meet somebody with a lot of patience, go and find a divine feminine that's like that's been on the true twin flame journey for as long as what I have and some of yous. You know what I mean? So, just saying anyway. So just letting my shadow shine a little bit there, and there's nothing wrong with it because it's the healed shadow. You know what I mean? It's just owning it. Um, Everything in nature has a season, but in our modern world, we seem to have forgotten that all good things take time to unfold. That's quite beautiful, actually, because I did see, it was like I'd subscribed to a channel recently, and it was like they posted something that said, true love. Basically, I think it was quite simple. It was just something like, true love takes time or something, or you can't rush true love. And I thought it was quite beautiful. It's true. The situation or relationship you're involved in won't respond to anxious pushing or prodding. Oh my God, remember this is for the feminine. I'm here for whatever comes out for the masculine. This is funny. And also notice how I'm talking about that's what my shadow wants to say. So that what's happening right now, if you're aware if you're new, you're probably like, what the fuck is going on here and who is this crazy woman? But welcome. It gets fun around here. But it's kind of like um think about it. The next question is what your shadow side wants you to choose. And it's interesting how my shadow has already been taken over the light question. Like my shadow's already like, be patient. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you know what I mean? I've already been patient. How much more patient do you want me to fucking be? You know what I mean? That's what my shadow's coming in say anyway. So it's quite funny. Um, the situation or relationship you're involved in won't respond to anxious pushing or prodding. Yep, it doesn't. Like I put with the wee emojis, and I thought that was quite creative. The more you chase your twin, the more they'll chase somebody else, basically. So don't do that. Unless you're the masculine and you really need to start chasing your twin because, yeah, we'll see what the cards say. Leave things alone for a while. Time and space are needed for this issue to heal, develop, and come to fruition. So, in all seriousness, I know that that's really going to speak to some of you that are the feminine on the journey. It's just not the right time right now. So persevere with your journey without grasping for immediate gratification. Instant results are not the way of Baba Yaga. She's inviting you to build something of quality and real substance, something that endures. And that's why I said that about if you are truly a twin flame and you know that that is your twin flame, and you know that eventually they're going to mirror you, they're going to get it, they're going to do the work, they're going to feel like shit, they're going to have to purge all the things that you're doing. It'll all end up working up. It'll all end up working out somehow, but you're probably in the most craziest fucking ways and let go of how that is. Yeah, so anyway, she's inviting you. Yeah, I just read that. It's worth it, basically. It's something that's built to last, twin flame. Because whether you like it or not, even if you get married like 3 different times and have about 10 different kids, they're still going to be hanging around you. Your twin flame's energy is never going to leave you because it is you're both that. I mean, you truly do get that, and if you don't get that, you really need to book not only one session, I have a few sessions with me, and that's one of the sessions that I do with people when my guides give the go ahead. And I'm not a dick, I don't like leave it 5 sessions in. If truth be told, I don't know if that girl still tunes in, but there's a beautiful so wide awake, and see how it means more than I'm wide awake. Na, 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 na. Katy Perry, wide awake. Maybe somebody needs to listen to that. Falling, na, na, na. I can't remember all the words, but um it's quite poignant lyrics from, but I haven't looked at the lyrics for years. But they were just what's unconditional, unconditionally. I can't sing that, but I like it. That's a total Twin Flame song, that one. Oh no, 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 no. Like, all your dirty laundry never made me blink twice. Oh yeah, we're going into the shadow now. Kind of like what a lot of the shit I've said today. Anyway, but yeah, basically that's the point of it. Is that when you really do, I did have a session with somebody. It was, I don't know, was it last? I think it was at some point this year where that was like the second session I'd done with that person, but like the guys are just like, yeah, she can handle it. And again, I've not actually seen her around here or anything, but it's that might just be one of the people that needed to get what they needed to get from me, and they're away. I mean, it's a bit of a shame because I liked her energy, but I was like, come back. I'm not saying the person's name, but I'm like, come back, come back. She might actually be watching. I know that you might be watching because she's got very quiet, beautiful energy, but I'm just sort of saying. I'm just sort of using that as an illustration that, when you truly do integrate that, which takes time, it takes a lot of time, and it's fucking annoying, right? You don't need to tell me it is fucking annoying. I listen to how annoying it is with people all the time. And if you want me to personally listen one to one, if you're really in the thick of it and you're needing that more support, that is my twin flame therapy package. Because, like I said, those people have got so much help, they've fucked off and I don't even know how they're doing now. You know what I mean? I just can only assume that they're blissfully happy. um, Acceptance, that's what it's really about. There are ages and stages of accruing spiritual knowledge. You don't need to ask frantic questions of the universe, of your teachers, of yourself. Rest assured the answers will come when it's time. You're not being given everything at once because rushing will spoil the end result. Sorry, I want to make dirty jokes right now, but I won't. Um, Slow cooking yields the richest, tastiest dishes. Let go of your fast-paced agenda and allow Baba Yaga to work her timeless magic. Well, that's pretty funny, isn't it? Right, okay, so let's now shuffle for the masculine. This is going to be interesting. So, what your shadow side wants. Oh, no, wait a minute. Maybe it could be like that. Because it can be like that too, that your light side is the feminine and the mat. I'm not going to do it like that. Because the mat, let's do the light side for the masculine now. I like, because the same card might come out. I can't even talk now. When I'm not able to talk, I need to go. What 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 does the light side of the masculine want them to choose? Yeah, not say something about slow down or something. I'll put it back. Come on, baby, light my fire. Pelly, light your fire. Holy shit, yeah. Right, okay. What's the next one? Earth magic. Yeah, look. Ground the fire into it. Do you know what that's about? That's right fucking now. Earth magic, Virgo sun, light your fire, Sag moon. That's what we're in right now. Just saying. Just saying. Right, so Pelly, light your fire. And then I opened up at home. Right. Oh, see how that makes sense? The feminine soul is saying, and if this is for those of you, it's going to, all the people that's going to make sense to him, whatever way it does. The feminine's light side is saying patience, the answers are coming. And the other deck said that. Like basically be in your feminine. And the masculine's feelings, feminine side are saying it's time to ground this shit in the physical. Now that might not be necessarily towards you if you're the feminine. That could be other stuff, but it might be for some. So I'm looking at it wrong. Fuck's sake. I would look. See what they're making me do? Again, that's when people go the wrong way. I'm picking up the book that's to do with other cards. Oh, interesting. Okay, so now I've got the right book. So this could be symbolic of masculines, whether they be male or female, that have kept trying to find you in other people and they can't, and they're accepting it. They're not going to find another you out there, you fucking kidding. Divine feminines are like a unicorn. Anyway. And also they just don't like, they're not people pleasers. Like, and I'm sorry, but that's the difference between a karmic feminine and a divine feminine. Karmic feminines are controlling and they'll they will people please and they'll manipulate, and it's a total different, they won't have any boundaries. Like they'll push your boundaries and they'll let the masculine disrespect the divine feminine will be like, no, I love you, but sort your shit out and then come back. Like don't come to me like again. I'm sorry, that's a very brutal way to say it, but I've said that several times on here. I love my twin flame, and believe me, there's lots of stuff that could make me, well, nothing would ever make me not love him, but lots of stuff could make me really feel a different type of way towards him. But um yeah, like I don't, I think it's very important that you always put out the message when you're asking for something to come about, that it comes about in the healthiest way for the two of you. Because if you don't do that, I think you'll be tested by like yeah, you'll test each other, you know what I mean? Because it's a balance of, because, and again, can I just stress this? If you get in a big massive argument with your twin flame, you're actually arguing with yourself. So it's like, if you can find a peaceful compromise, it's the better you learn to do that, the better, because whether you're physically with them or not, you'll just always be at war with yourself. That's really deep. I like that. So you've got to find a way to work around that. And like I stress all the time, be very mindful of the people around you that don't like your person, because it means on some level they've got issues with you. Okay? Right. So this is for the masculine's light side. You could see it as like the masculine's soul as well, but channel your creative and emotional passion. Get energized. Well, let's give an ace of wands if ever I saw it, but let's move on. I'm going to actually use those word cards now. Right, Pele, I'm not going to read all this, but it feels like they want me to. Pele, pronounced Pele, is the passionate goddess of volcanoes and fire who created the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, this is, I'm telling you, this is, it might not be you as a masculine, it might not be your masculine, but there's some masculines out there that are ready to blow, because I didn't mean like that. Get your mind out the gutter. I did cut the deck at the anger card earlier. It was in reversal, and I also just felt it intuitively. Like there's some things like bubbling away up to the surface, because it's like how that bubbled up the surface with me, and then I was just crying loads. Like it's like this could be in different ways for other people. It just depends. Um, Legend says that Pele journeyed from Tahiti to Hawaii in a canoe and was killed in a tempest clash with her sister, a Tahitian sea goddess. Pele's spirit lived on in the volcano, shapeshifting and reappearing to the Hawaiian people at will. Powerful yet capricious, she can succumb to outbursts of jealousy that create volcanic eruptions. Oh my God. I know that that's not the question, but I'm wondering if that's the the polite way of that deck saying relationship changes. See, look at what I just said as well. Pay attention to who's got an issue with your twin flame because it's jealousy. Yeah, Pele. Um, or yeah, it's pronounced. Oh, it's actually pronounced. I'm saying Pele like the telly. It's pronounced. No, Pele. Yes, Pele. I'm saying it right. Pele, Pele. Right. So. Powerful yet could be, yeah, I read that bit. Pele shows us how to work creatively with intense volatile energies and harness our inner fire. You see how that still fits with your with your cards, Tina? Like I do feel a lot of you are being taught how to contain this, yeah, it's about not being too reactive, but also not like pushing it down, suppressing it. It's quite a fine balance. Pele explodes into your world today with volcanic force and searing heat, so prepare to be shaken and stirred. That's like me for some people. Could you imagine you just came across this live stream and you're like, oh, this is cute. She's reading cards, and it's like, oh, fucking hell. What's she talking about? You may have been doing a good job at keeping a lid on you. Oh my God, I can't. I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. Now, bear in mind, when I'm talking about like the explosive emotions, it's like, it's crying for me, but this can be different for different people. So, like, you may have been doing a good job at keeping a lid on your emotions, masculines, and passions, but something might be about to erupt. As long as you channel them positively, you can boldly let your fiery feelings and creative juices flow. If you've been feeling lackluster recently, Pele is here to light the fire in your belly. But you see, this could even be like putting boundaries up people. This could be somebody getting really angry and being like, no, this stops here. You know what I mean? Um, or it could be like getting really passionate about something, like I've got to fucking do something about this. And I've just realised one of the cards I pulled for the shorts today was I'm on my way. So do you see if that could work out too? Um, Imagine this flaming goddess standing in front of you, warming up your solar plexus. She sends energizing sparks throughout your entire body. If you're feeling jealous, try Pele's healing remedy. Consider the person you're. Oh, look, this is for the masculines. Consider the person you're jealous of as symbolizing an aspect of your own inner power that you haven't claimed yet. Yeah, because that's exactly what it fucking is when it's twin flames. If you're jealous of your twin flame, like you really need to fucking go back to the drawing board because it's a part of you. Like, you know what I mean? You need to like you need to sort of well, I don't know, whichever bit you're in, you need to go do some deep healing. Or you might be the bit you actually need to fucking talk about it with your person, you know what I mean? Because it's an aspect of yourself. I know it's deep, guys, but this is the truth. Um, Reframe this person as an inspiration rather than a threat. If they can do it or have it, so can you. That is some really deep shadow work, and it's something that it depends how much you can take this on board. It is possible to be jealous. Oh, this is so right. Basically, it's possible to be jealous of your twin flame. Like that can talk about the jealousy, like jealous of anybody that's around your twin flame because you want to be with them. But this is also talking about you could actually be jealous of your twin flame because they're being brave and you're not. That's really triggering. That's really going to trigger people. But it's true. But you could reframe it and be like, wait a minute, if that's my feminine energy, I've got that within me. And if my feminine energy is being guided to take a chill but like take a bit more of a back seat and rest, then I can harness this energy. I named one of my guinea pigs Pilly after the goddess. Of course you did. That's hilarious. Um, and do you know what's even funnier? What was I watching? I haven't watched TV today. I haven't even watched TV today. It must have been something I was watching last night, and it had a guinea pig in it. That's so random. I can't even remember what it was. That's going to annoy me. Was it on Towie? No, it wasn't Towie. It was fuck knows, but there was something with a guinea pig in it. How weird. Um, right. Pele invites you to turn up the heat in your life. Be an ardent lover. What does ardent mean? I need to Google that right now. Ardent lover? We'll decide once we know what it means. Does it mean like taking initiative to do something? Ardent. And again, I'm just stressing this is only the people that are free to do so. I'm not encouraging people. Yes, very enthusiastic or passionate, burning, glowing. So that means be a passionate lover, an enthusiastic contributor. That sounds really dirty if you've got a mind like a, a fervent force of dynamic creativity. Don't withhold your passion. Live with your soul on fire. Live with your soul on fire. Right, I'm sorry. That might go in the title if I can remember. Live with your soul on fire's masculine. Don't hold your passion. I feel that's for the masculine, like the females and the males, that you've been taught that like the passion that you have for your twin flame is wrong. It's not. It's just people be jail because they don't have that kind of passion in their life. See through it if you haven't already. Um, Express and explore your sexuality in safe ways. Channel your anger creatively to create positive change through writing, art, physical movement, campaigning, public speaking, and so forth. Respectfully visit and support Hawaii's sacred cultural sites. I express intense energy in positive ways. I embrace the fire within. Well, ain't that a good one for twin flames, especially masculines that are rising in their power. Right, so now let's do the shadow. I'm going to use the same deck because it feels like they're still going to chuck out powerful ones. So what the shadow side, what does the shadow side of the feminine want them to choose? So bear in mind the light side is saying have patience. The shadow side is saying fuck it, let's go. Well, it might be. It won't. This is what makes me geeky about it, right? This will be interesting if that Pele card now comes out for the feminine's shadow. But let's just see. Do you know what it kind of reminds me of? I don't know why I'm going from this to this, but it's kind of reminding me of like, like somebody grabbing you up against a wall and just kissing you. Like that kind of passion. Do you know what I mean? But you have to have the balls to do that. Do you know what I mean? Because you might be like, oh, what if I do that and they don't want me to? And it's like every fucking woman wants you to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like providing, I don't know, maybe not every woman. Don't take that advice on board. Just I retract that. But it's kind of like if you if it's your twin flame and it's healthy, that's what that's what they want you to do. Um and that's what that means about living. It's like don't hold your fire back. Because I think some people could like it's really funny, they're pulling me on that entrepreneur card, they're pulling me a wee guy holding a torch. So it's like somebody still holds a torch for you. Right, the feminine shadow wants you to choose Avalon Priestess, Intuitive Awakening, Avalon Priestess. This is one of the ones that came out the other day. An Athena, wise decision. Oh, how interesting. Interesting. Energies I resonate with very strongly. Right, okay, so let's see. Avalon Priestess, what you got to say? I've got my Avalon cards here as well, actually. Right, so there's a lot of Avalon energy coming through because I spoke about that at the start. 51. Oh, and I opened up at the book. Creepy cool when that happens. Right, so the feminine shadow is saying, meditate. Oh, look, fucking hell. Consistent message here. Meditate, wait, and listen. Sacred initiations. The Avalon Priestess is one of the 9 spiritually gifted women from the mystical Isle of Avalon, a place steeped in legends of King Arthur, Morgan Le Fay, and Merlin. I've seen synchronicities about Merlin too, and remember I did wake up pretty late in the day, so that's quite interesting. Avalon is a sacred feminine gateway to the unknown and the mystery. See, that's very shadowy, and this is the feminine shadow side. Oh, look at what you were saying, Tina. It's Celtic. Its magical lore is threaded throughout Celtic and Druidic Druidic traditions. The priestess vibrates with the songs and the oracles, the seers, the visionaries, and the prophetesses. Her presence brings the awakening of intuition, meditation, and deep listening. The sign of the person initiated by an Avalon priestess is a blue crescent moon tattoo that hovers over the third eye chakra. This represents awakened inner vision and active divine service to the goddess. So it's just going to resonate with what I wrote at the weekend. The ethereal touch of the Avalon priestess comes as a reminder that you are inherently intuitive being. She whispers soul memories of your inner psychic gifts. Meditation, retreat, and sacred silence are needed to activate your third eye chakra and open up your channels between yourself and spirit. Now, bear in mind, this is if you like this can for feminines at your own because again sometimes that annoys me when if you're like so like well versed and like a teacher in this stuff or even if you're not a teacher and you've been doing this loads and you're like my third eye opened fucking ages ago or I was born my third eye it's kind of like you could be like I already know that but what I would just take it to mean is it's like you're further awakening you're having even deeper insights you can always get more right and it's like you can always have more heightened experiences but it's also talking about the masculine's feminine side, the masculine's feminine shadow. Getting still. Oh, and actually, it's kind of like what I just said about what do I really want to do? I just want to grab this person and kiss them. It's kind of hot passion, guys. I don't know what I'm tapping in right now, but I'm here for it. So, um, that's the huge shadow. The shadow ain't bad. You've got to know what the shadow. You've got to know the shadow inside out. The shadow can take it to extremes, and I don't like the word bad, but it can be bad and destructive and toxic. Think about it. It's interesting that that masculine's card was talking about, and it did say healthy and safe sexuality, because what a lot of masculines and feminines, so if you're in just that when you've been in distorted energy, what you've experienced has not been healthy, probably for a lot of people at some point, or safe. And I mean, I'm not picking up the what's the tea deck to dive into what that means, but you can all, I mean, it's just it can mean on every level. Spiritually, the soul ties you create with all the different people you sleep with. Mentally can fuck up your head because you're taking on somebody's trauma. Can actually fuck up your body too because you can soak up people's trauma. Emotionally, you know what I mean? It's just I could go on and on and on, and I feel that's quite a tough lesson that a lot of people have learned. Probably, I wouldn't say everyone, because again, so I've met some people in sessions that are, I've got a lot of respect for because they could have, celibate, and I'm not talking about like celibate for a period of years. I'm talking about like they're like celibate, like, you know what I mean, like they've never had sex, and that's kind of like that's next level powerful, so. But that's the kind of people that don't get a lot. They don't get a lot of respect. They don't get as much respect as what they should. And so some people watching this might be one of those people. Like I have connected with people over the years, and I've let them know, like, do you actually realize how powerful you are for in a world of temptation? Yeah, the sexual healing powers that you'll have cultivated are pretty. But again, yeah, even years of celibacy, can if you want to fire up your psychic gifts, then stop getting involved like that. Save that for the real deals. Save that for the real deals. That's what the message is. Your life may be changing to accommodate the intense process of awakening dormant priestess skills. This applies no matter your gender identification, which is basically what I've been saying. If you frequently draw this card, it means your soul carries experience of priestess abilities. You're ready to see the worlds beyond the veil again. The unlocking of your intuitive energy has great impact on your life because it's a soul rebirth. And we've just been through that with the Scorpio moon. An enormous recalibration of your energy system is at work. Your third eye has been blocked or damaged for aeons, and so be patient with the healing process. And my God, is burped really loud, so clearing a lot of heavy energy. If your questions about how to proceed with a situation, this card asks you to pause, reflect, and listen to your inner voice. Don't take action yet, as there's more truth and information that needs to surface. Meditate every day. Take a retreat from the world. Visit the sacred. I wrote this in the post. Visit the sacred sites of Avalon. Trainer works a professional intuitive. What you're sensing intuitively about the situation is accurate. I safely activate my intuitive gifts and see sacred truth. This is important, right? Because if you are the divine feminine, I'm going to read that again, right? If your questions about how to proceed with a situation, this card asks you to pause, reflect, and listen to your inner voice. Don't take action yet, as there's more truth and information. There's things you don't know, and so I'm going to go to that. Like there's things you don't know, basically, and it wouldn't be wise. If that's for the masculine, it's the same sort of thing. It's like they're being told to wait until it's the right time too. But it just so happens that for some people in the timeline, the right time is now, because that's what I got from those other cards with the earth magic or whatever in the fashion. So could you just now I'm going on the masculine shadow. I've not pulled the card yet, but I felt guided to pick up these. What is going on? That's right, I'm freaked out. That's really freaky, guys. My life is not my own, I'm just a mouthpiece. Now, I'm not saying that's like, oh my God, look, they're on their way. Well, they fucking will be for someone at some point when you watch this. So I know that's very woolly, but that's what we know. Wait a minute, I'll hold up that card. Maybe that'll get us a few more fucking views. Jesus Christ, the shit you need to do around here. Do you know what I mean? Wait a minute. Let's smile for the camera. I look pissed off though. Stay still, Claire. That'll do. I'm saying wow because that came out in the shorts for today. Can't remember the rest of it. I just remember it ended like that. So, yeah, but it's more the fact. Look at how I channeled it. Somebody's burning passion and desire is building. It's about to explode. So they're on their way. They're taking action. They're taking action. Slaves. But then just to tame the excitement down a little bit, we've got some that are still healing. When I pull away from you, I'm afraid I've been hurt. It's nothing you're doing wrong. Please don't take it personally. You're doing everything right. So you're not meant to know which one applies to you, and it might be fucking none of them. So let's get back to business. But that's very interesting. Right, so what does the masculine's shadow want to choose? Now, this is going to make me piss myself if it's something about what, along with what's just come out, what does the masculine shadow want them to choose? Joy. Yeah, you see what I mean? And so that isn't like that isn't the sabotaging shadow. That's like, and that's again, I might be I might be explaining this in a way that might be confusing, but it makes sense to me. So hopefully it makes sense to you. That is what makes sense to me, is that when you've healed your shadow and you've integrated it, and it's the kind of, it's the bit that's like, it's kind of like, it's the bit that you could, I don't like the word naughty, but that's what's come to me. It's like the bit of you that's kind of like, you know what, I want to do this. And I have thought it through and I want to do this, and it feels a bit risky, but it feels a bit exciting. But actually, it's not hurting anyone. That's what I mean. That's that kind of feeling. Whereas, like, the unhealed shadow would be like, it's untamed passion. Like, say we're like I said, where someone's married with kids or something, it's like, I really want to do something like this. Fuck everybody else, and I'm going to do it right now. And that's not the best, right? And like, forgive yourself if you've been that person or you've been whatever. But you know what I'm saying? That's the difference for me when I'm tapping in that area, and that's what I was feeling. It's like somebody that sat too much in the dark in their head and they just want to know the answer either way. And I think we've all had moments like that. But either way, the masculine shadow's like, I want to experience the mermaid of joy. I don't know why I'm making everyone sound dirty. I'm going to check. Wait a minute. I'm going to check with astrology. It's quite funny when that happens. Always late at night. It's like, well, I've got a text. Like boring, it's Google. Right, so that was because I forgot my password. I'm like, what the fuck, man? See this shit actually to jump through hoops. Um, right. Well, actually, I suppose Sag Moon, fiery. Let's just have a wee look here. Oh yes, Venus opposing. I can see what's bringing that out of me. Right, so the Mermaid of Joy. Mermaid of Lemuria specifically. So Lemuria and Avalon are coming up very strongly here. 120. Masculine's shadow side wants you to. Oh, look what I just said about overthinking, and I've never read this before because it's God speaking through me. Drop the worry habit. That is such good advice for Mercury going into 0 degrees Virgo season on top of the Sun in Virgo, because that could be like overthinking to the point where you make yourself ill. Yeah, and that's probably why I just channeled that about, like, sometimes you actually do have to go and find out the answers to lift the burden. Lemuria was a light-centered civilization where the peaceful inhabitants maintained an exceptionally pure connection to the divine. Lemurian knowledge was embedded within crystal stones, plants, and the ocean. Mer people were an extension of the water element, vibrating to a note of pure joy. The mermaids carried the fluidity of the divine feminine. Wow. Oh my God. See how it's like the masculine's tapping into that. Feels like the masculine's tapping into a bit of the Black Moon Lilith in Libra, actually. Like, although Libra's masculine, I always feel Libra's feminine, but it's not, it's masculine. But it's like, it is ruled by Venus, so it is that kind of, the masculines tapping into their feelings, but in a healthy way. Like, I've been made to feel like it's wrong to want that person, but it's not wrong, it's right. That's what I'm feeling. And we're expert at balancing energy through play, relaxation, dance, creative movement, and sound healing. They freely express their carefree love of life. So, I mean, surely I don't need to explain to you why I'm so Lemurian. I mean, that's why when I use that other deck, every time I ask about me, which is actually sitting here, let's just cut the deck because there's a whole pile of cards on top of them. I'm not saying it's going to happen right now, because if it does, I'll be like, again, but quite often when I ask for a card for myself, I pull out Lemurian Guide or Syrian. Oh no, maybe that's no. There's a Lemurian Guide and there's a Syrian Guide, and it's basically both of what I do. But let's just. So this could be another. This could be a random message for anyone, or this could be for the masculine. Surrender. Real. Oh my God! And it's not just any card. Release misaligned energies. Retune to your truth. Surrender. So the masculine really is, and this is interesting because I used this word the other day and then I heard somebody else using it as well. It's just interesting how we get the same downloads, but it's like, it is that choice point, and it's what I've said before that, if you make, what's important when you're indecisive about making a decision is it's more healthy to make a decision that you're not in a place to make a decision right now. Like if you're tired or hungry or blah, 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 or exhausted, I don't know, emotionally exhausted, but then yeah, basically it's better to make a decision and not make a decision right now and you'll make it later than just stay in a forever state of not making a decision. Do you know what I mean? That might sound a bit confusing, but it does make sense. There is a difference that if you just make and that kind of fits with the feminine energies. The feminine side is coming through with messages about have patience and get still. You've not got all the information yet, right? The masculine's energy is coming through as there's nothing wrong with your passion. It's going to lead you to your joy. Makes perfect sense to me. But again, the energy makes perfect sense to me, but it doesn't always mean that it's going to align in the physical because masculines could choose to ignore what their intuition's telling them, numb themselves out and chase whatever else. But yeah, release misaligned energies, retune to your truth. Very interesting. Right, so look at who's splashed into your life today. With a playful flick of her shimmering tail, this mermaid showers you with droplets of Lemurian light. She says, I see how much time and energy you spend worrying about the future. You're trying to control and plan everything out of fear. Sorry, hello, calling out the masculine shadow side. But like that's the bit that you need to. Oh shit, yeah. Now I'm hearing that song again. Oh shit, oh shit. You need to surrender. Masculine energies, whether it's males or females. If you're tuning your masculine, it's difficult to let go of control. You know what I mean? Like, but you gotta do it. You gotta go with the flow. You gotta just see what happens, take a risk. This approach is outworn and it dulls your radiance. Oh my God, I felt something really at my head when I said that. This approach is outworn and it dulls your radiance. I'm here to clear you of rigid, anxious patterns that zap your life force and cloud your spiritual vision. Yes, your crystal clear vision. See how that works? Interesting. Things that cloud your spiritual vision. When was the last time you played and had fun? Leave work now and let your hair down. Trust that it's safe to drop your routines for a while. Lighten up and dance with the flow of life. Now, common sense, guys. If you are in a place where you can't actually leave your job and just walk out, you just never know who actually needs to hear that. Do you know? Maybe you do. Maybe it's time. I don't know. Joy is your birthright and opens up creative solutions. It more feels like it's the repetitive message, like what I said earlier. Yeah, it's fucking boring, but it's coming through again. That this can be the masculines that overwork. Connecting to simple joys is the answer to any life challenge you may be handling right now. Drawing this card heralds an energy shift. You've got Lemurian wisdom waiting in your cells, ready to be expressed, and that is again some of the masculines, males and females, that you're connected to Lemuria too. And the more you connect with your feminine in the astral, or if you've got, the means to see them out and about doing their thing, like, it'll remind you of your Lemurian past lives where people weren't dicks to each other, basically. You know what I mean? You had fun and you've done your thing, and yeah, all this horrible shit wasn't a part of that world. You've got, yeah. Let the mermaid melt away your hard edges, soften your heart, and reattune your energy to sacred joy. You're about to dive deep into divine waters that have long been calling your name. And you know what? You know what's really deep there? That's like what happened to me today. I could have been really Saturn and serious about that. And also because it was still Scorpio moon, and I could have been like, oh fuck. Well, because I did say, oh shit, I could have been like, oh shit. and I could have like quickly blocked that person, which it would have been like totally like it just I wouldn't have done that because it would have been like what the fuck, do you know what I mean? It just would have been stupid, but I didn't panic because I thought shit, I've not spoke to her in a while. But do you know what I mean? It's like I chose to see the funny side of it, and also, but I often, you know what I mean? It's like well, even when shit stuff happens, because I don't know that that wasn't a shit thing today. That was a really lovely thing, and for both of us. And it's kind of like, and I do feel like, although you know that that was one of my friends, it's it feels like it's about twin flames as well. Like that's why I wrote that in the post. Like it feels like it's about, you know, where um like maybe you do just need to butt dial something. Maybe you do just need to pick up the phone and say fuck it. You know what I mean? It's like I just don't know what your situation is, but that's what I kind of got from it. Like somebody needs to do it, kind of thing. Um, Practice Lemurian or mermaid meditation journeys, but take on board the cards for the feminine aren't saying that. And I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, the feminine never does anything in the masculine. No, it's not like that. Because like I've said to you before, when the feminine is guided to take action and say fuck it, the feminine will do it because you're comfortable and secure within yourself when you've truly healed that divine feminine energy. And actually, it's like what I've just channeled as well. You'll get to the point where you're like, I just need to know the fucking answer. So I'm just going to put this out there, and at least I'm not going to have any regrets, you know. And this person might not be in the same place where I'm at right now, but I've said how I feel, and it's not going to fucking change. Um, and because that's only with a twin flame journey. You can't take those kind of risks in love if you're not a twin flame. But actually, to be honest, you shouldn't take that type of love. You shouldn't take that type of risk with twin flames either, because I feel that's playing with fire too. Sorry, excuse the pun with the Pele card. Um, just with the amount of fed upness, you know, that can go on. And it's like what I've said before, like, you know, it's the amount of worry and stress of thinking of the what ifs, like what is this information that's coming towards you? Like that can make you ill, really. And yeah, it can make both people ill. So, and I feel that's what's going on. So, you know, it's shit. I'm right there, right. You know what I mean? Try to take your mind off it. With healthy things, basically. Practice Lemurian or mermaid meditation journeys, sacred geometries, accelerating your spiritual development. Place pictures on your altar, wear jewellery, visualize symbols of meditation to activate Lemurian knowledge. There's Lemurian crystals as well. I got a necklace with a Lemurian crystal once, and like I dropped it almost right away, but I felt it was like the power coming off of it. I've still got it somewhere. It might even be in the shot of the where I filmed the other stuff. Use crystal grids to amplify your Lemurian energy. Visit or move to the coast. Express well, tick. Express your feminine energy and sensuality. I create pockets of joy every day and swim with the tide of life. But that's the masculine shadow. The masculine shadow, like, is like, I'm sick of this shit. I want to go where the fun is. That's that's what I'm getting from that. It's just sorry, I'm just laughing at how much it makes sense. So the best outcome, and and it says I'm on my way, so it's not going to be everyone's situation, but it certainly makes sense for whenever it happens. The best outcome of what your light side wants. Oh, for fuck's sake, these questions are going to take ages. The best outcome of what your light side wants. Kind of getting a bit. I kind of want to go now, guys, but we're in the middle of the questions. Do you know what that might be symbolic of? The fact that I'm like wanting to sack it. This can be like when you want to just sack what's going on in the journey. Right. The best outcome of what your light side wants for the feminine. I want to sing it. Come together. We need each other. Right. I'm sorry. If anybody else, if someone is not amazed right now at my ability to know which cards to use and when, then I'll be the only person. But that is quite amazing that I decided to go with that deck. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others in the world? Wow. Remember, that's the feminine side, the best outcome of what your light side wants, the feminine. The feminine just wants your inner energy, your masculine and feminine to come together in inner union. And some of you are already there. But you don't see yourself as separate, you know what I mean? Because you're the same energy, and it's because the masculine already is in that place of seeing you as separate until they're not. But yeah, where are you pushing against others in the world? And it's so cool how they keep guiding me back to that example of today. That could have went a very different way. It could have just been an awkward little shit. Sorry, I butt dialed you. Because that friend's actually a really busy person. To the enemy, you know that, you know what I mean? It could have went a different way, but it went quite a nice way, and it was just a line that she had time to talk, and I had time to think. It was just very interesting to me. It's like it's all about how you embrace different moments in life, soft or hard. You know what I mean? If you go at something defensive, you're probably going to be met with ego and defense. If you come at it from a good intentions and a loving space, you're going to be met with that, and that's what happened today. It's nice. Right, so the best outcome of what your light side wants for the masculine. Oh my god, it's the picture of the wee guy like going round in circles. You heal by, oh my god, this is so freaky. I don't even know, is people still here? You heal by releasing, and look at what I've been talking about. Well, I was releasing by fucking sobbing, and it sounds like some of you's there too, and a lot of the folk that are only talking are doing that too. And also, I've been talking about this whole live stream because it's just God speaking through me. You heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel, masculine? Well, I'm sorry, but I think a lot of you might be forced into a place of that because if people's feminines are having experiences like what I've had today, then it's definitely, you know, the jury's out who's fucking started it, but you'll both have to mirror. So, and not always in the same way, but it's often it, you know, it is. You know what I mean? Because somebody could be letting it out and somebody could be pushing it down and not letting it out, but that's what wants to come out. Quite deep. Right. Fascinating though. The worst outcome of what your light side wants. Well, what card did I use for that? Look, and on the bottom, where are you being called to serve and support others, leader of light? Which is what a lot of feminines are guided to do, but a lot of masculines are being guided to step up. Right, let's use the shady deck because I only found these other day. What's the worst outcome of? Wait a minute, yeah, the worst outcome of what your light side wants. Does that even make sense? Control and change for the feminine. So the worst outcome of what your light side wants, I don't really like the wording, would be if you're still trying to control it. That's what I'm getting from that. You're not being patient and you get impatient and I don't know, you're trying to control things. Let go. So the masculine, the worst outcome would be nourishment transformation. Doesn't make any fucking sense, but justice documents. I'm taking that. I mean, the worst outcome would be. Oh yeah, the worst outcome would be going through all this healing and transformation and not getting the justice, like not getting what you want. End of the beginnings, like being the end of the road. Like I'm too late. That's kind of what I'm feeling. It's like that would be the worst outcome. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Right, so they're like I'm taking too long or I'm too late or I've like, you know, I've done the most. It's like shit like that. Um the best outcome of what your shadow side wants. For some reason, I'm guided to stick with these cards, and that's very risky. The best outcome of what your shadow side wants. Oh, it makes sense, so that's why you got to trust. The best outcome of what the feminine's shadow side wants is, look, loyalty and determination. And I love this card because it's a dog holding a rose, but I've always saw that as like a masculine, do you know what I mean? Because it's like all the feminine wants is the masculine to be loyal and passionate and determined for themselves, but also towards the connection. And notice the difference. Like divine feminines aren't they're not taking breadcrumbs and they're not, you know what I mean? They love their masculine, but it's kind of like, you know, if you want to do this, let's do it properly. Like let's be friends first, let's be friends properly, let's actually, you know, have each other's back and, you know, then do all the rest of it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just basically don't avoid all the stuff you avoid with other people. But yeah, loyalty and determination, beautiful. And also the ships card was on the back, which always remind me of the Palladian ships, the galactic energy as well. So we've had Avalon, Lemurian, and Palladian energy. which doesn't surprise me because I'm always carrying all these different frequencies, but that's for them all to be like mentioned like that's quite powerful. Oh shit, 99 portal. I keep forgetting that. That's the difference. When it is a portal, there is like more stronger. That's probably why I'm still sitting here so late. Like it's because I'm transmuting the energy. And you're here helping as well, so thank you for being a part of that. Um oh yeah, so the best outcome of what the masculine shadow wants. It's the same card. Control or change, but I'm taking it that the best outcome would be changing the situation. That the masculine, the best outcome would, sorry, this is so confusing with these questions, but the best outcome would be that the masculine takes control and does something, and because of that, a change happens. See how that fits? Um, well, I don't know about that for everyone, but the next card is pregnancy and wealth. So it can be literal for those of you that that would apply to, but if it's not that, it would be like, oh, wait a minute, one of those cards. Oh my God, though, for some people it is that, because then behind it, it's like the other card that says, well, pregnancy fears, but really it's got a rabbit, so that's about shagging. But it's kind of like, it's, there's husband and marriage and groom. Well, it is the masculine's the best outcome of what the shadow side wants. So, and then look, there, then it's the same card. Thank you for letting me know you're still here. The loyalty, determination, it's the same card. Well, I think they're just showing you different bits of what's coming through for different people. But that other card earlier did say pregnant with wealth. So take it as it resonates. But you see, these are hidden desires because it's the shadow part. So it's like not necessarily even the parts that might be in the person's awareness. It's like kind of quite subconscious of what I'm feeling. So the worst outcome of what your shadow side wants, right? Let's see what comes out now. It makes sense. The worst, I'll make it make sense. The worst outcome of what your shadow side wants, success and pride. Now, again, I was once told that that doesn't exist, but because I've pulled success and pride and crown, and that always reminds me of a divine feminine standing in her power. And I'm saying her because it's a woman on the card, but just whatever. That could be like a fear of success, and I know that that's a thing because I've seen some divine feminines out there on here expressing that. You know what I mean? And I had that for a long time too. Um, And I mean, it just depends on which way you look at it. It will still be lurking around there somewhere because it is just like, even with that, like I'm like, it is weird. You think how would things change around here if there was like imagine there was like tons of people talking all at the same time on here. Like that would just be too overwhelming for me. Like I like that it's like the right people come at the right time, but don't worry about something that ain't happened yet. You know what I mean? They just pulled me the word live stream though when I said that. It's like I think they're just saying that one of these times it's gonna happen. Do you know what that's not a coincidence. I was actually but it means for somebody out here I feel the lurking people that do similar to what I do, I think that's gonna resonate for someone. Um like because it can be right now or it can be in the future or whatever. But um that's not a coincidence because I was actually remembering today that when I done the phone vertically, and it's that video got 800 views. I never get anything like that. But it was horrible because it was just random bots and everything. So it's be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you want genuine people. Look at the mask. Like wow, strength and success. So yeah, that does make sense to me. I'm geeking out again. The worst outcome of what your shadow side wants. Work through your fear of success, of things working out, whatever that means to you. Success in your union, success in your business, success in life, just things working out for you. You've got a fear of success, people that resonate with that. And like I said, I'd have to kind of try and meditate and work out but what the reasoning behind that is, but it's kind of like it's always another reason. Like the fear of success, it's more to do with limiting beliefs. Like it's to do, like it would be great if something, you know what I mean? I'm going to do more interactive stuff like that when I get somebody on, but it's like It's never what you think it is. If you've got a fear of success, it's going to be linked back to like something in childhood when you've got negative attention or something for doing so. You know what I mean? It's going to be linked to limiting belief anyway. And then for the masculine, we've got strength and success. To me, that's look. They both say success again, geeking out. But so there's a fear of success in both twins that resonate with this. So you need to really sit with that because you think, fuck off, why would I be bothered? Like, why would I be scared of things working out with this person? But the cards are saying that's the case, guys. Advice moving forward. I think folk are going to need it. Walk through the door. Look, opportunities and home. Because when you walk to the door or the gate towards your twin flame, you are walking home. Because your twin flame is home. Nobody feels more at home than your twin flame because it's literally your own energy. When you truly awaken to that. I mean, when I say that, when I've been saying that for like 3 years in public, some people think I'm fucking nuts, but it does make sense when you wake up to it. Yin to the yang, baby. Right. Advice moving forward. Could we have some more advice moving forward? Let's get a few cards for that, and then I'm going to go. I'm not reading that other deck. Fuck that. This took ages. Right. So, advice moving forward for the feminine, but still, the universe rewards. Oh my god, it's the opposite of that. The universe rewards motion. What guided action can you take today? Sit your arse down. Going back to the other. But seriously, the guided action you can take today. That's quite interesting. It's got the constellations on it. I wonder if that deck's over there. Well, I'll let you be the decider of that. But also remember, when that's the masculine's feminine side, that can be you're guided to act on your feelings. The masculine moving forward advice. Oh wow, that's perfect advice. You cannot make a mistake. There are infinite possibilities available to you. Where is your heart guiding you? I'm sorry, you see me shuffling, guys. It always comes out with the same fucking advice. My nose is really itchy, so that's love wins the spin it. Where is your heart guiding you? Not your head, your heart. And like I've channeled in one of the more recent videos, and I say all the time, the masculines are conditioned to follow their head, not their heart. Well, actually, a lot of them are conditioned to follow something else too, but we'll not go there. But it's kind of like, it's, you know what I mean? What is your heart telling you? Oh my God, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? And I love that because it brings it beautifully back to Tina's cards that really we could all take a bit from. Embody that love for yourself. Like if you're not with your person, which quite a lot of us are not with our person literally, give that love to yourself. Embody that love. Be that love. Do something that makes you happy. Allow love in, you know. Um, let life surprise you, like me butt dialing an old friend. You know what I mean? It's I keep saying it because it is really funny. Right, so could we get some guidance moving forward for the feminine from this deck and then for the masculine? And I'm going because my eyes are so tired from crying and then putting contacts in, and now it's late. So, and I'm up a bit earlier than I would. Well, not really that early to be honest, but I've got to actually leave the house. Um, what's the advice moving forward for the feminine? It'd be funny if it says something about go to sleep. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god. And I mentioned Black Moon Lilith. Boom. I forgot my own thing. Boom, drop the mic. I did, I forgot my own thing. But look, it's fucking Lilith. Face your shadow. That's what I've been helping people. I mean, this feels like we were still. I think this feels like it was a Scorpio moon live because the whole weekend, and like you said, up until tea time was Scorpio moon. It was rough. That was a rough weekend for a lot of people, I feel. And like I said, it I observed a lot of people in that rough energy and felt it going on. And I, like I said, I saw it online as well. And then it hit me right at the last degrees. Like we're talking 28, 29 degrees that like hit me like a tsunami. So that's why you stay humble, guys. Lilith, face your shadow. So that's for the feminine. And like I said, I feel I had a bit of that today because it is too. It was like, that's when you know that you're in balance, when you can be like, you don't, you laugh at a situation and you see the poignant, beautiful moments in it rather than going in defensive and you know what I mean? And it's when there's no need for, yeah, interesting. But again, I'm going to stress this could have another meaning, advice going forward. Lilith, face your shadow. Lilith don't fuck about, right? Lilith is, like I said, I'm going to have to geek out on that, but there is, when I looked it up quickly, I've got Black Moon Lilith cards. This is so annoying. I've got a whole deck that's dedicated to that energy, but it's been kicked out of the party for being a bad girl. You know what I mean? So it's got a pretty dark energy behind it. So you've basically if your shadow energy is not healed in that, it's toxic and dangerous, and it would be nasty as fuck energy, in my opinion. If that is healed, it's a little bit like what I described. It's like, it might be things that other people frown upon, but ultimately you're not actually hurting anyone. And it's just if it's where you could really own your power. Empowerment. Like sometimes Lilith can be described like that. So it really just depends, but it just depends on how that's appearing in your life. Like I know how that's appearing for me, and it's just so it's really interesting what they keep doing with me lately, and I do get it, and I think that's because I'm getting so bored of a lot of the stuff I've been doing. Although I do channel and talk about astrology all the time, I'm noticing that in the last few videos I'm doing, it's like they're really, really working with the trans. I can't really describe it. It's like they're working with the transits even more because the fact that Lilith has come out and I was talking so much about Black Moon Lilith conjunct the Venus, it is about like getting honest about I don't value this anymore. Like I valued this before. I don't value these kind of people. I don't value this kind of anything. Like I don't fucking want to be here. I don't want to do this. This is not what I want. Like it's quite empowering to just own it like that. And that's what you could say, but if you go to the too dark side of that, you could actually destroy your life to be serious about it. That would be like when you're really hitting the self-destruct button or the self-sabotage, and you could completely fuck up your like that could be when you make this split decision to be like, that's really going to hurt that person, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, and that's, it's not great, is it? But you have to, there will be people watching this where you have done that and you need to forgive yourself for it. But that's kind of the difference. Um, Heal taboo emotions, step into the light. Lilith, pronounced. Oh, actually, here we go. It's going to tell us the story. Lilith, pronounced Lilith, is known in Jewish mythology as the first created woman. She refused to take a submissive role. This is like how I described the feminine earlier too, because it's like, yeah, she's the one that's like, no, I'm not fucking doing that. Do you know what I mean? Go fucking get with them. They'll do what you tell them to do. I'm not fucking doing what you're telling me to do. Do you know what I mean? That's my interpretation of it. She refused to take her submissive role to Adam in the Garden of Eden, liberating her wings. Lilith flew back to her Mesopotamian homeland, a dark, deep force of the feminine spirit. Lilith is provoking to those who misunderstand her. And you see how, like, it really just depends. Again, because some people can make, this is kind of, I feel, making the out to be a bit more light and fluffy. But I mean, she doesn't look light and fluffy, does she? She looks fierce. And that's really what I'm saying about it is that you've got to find the balance of not being a total dick. But sometimes in life, you actually, you're choosing yourself is actually going to look like that to other people. Because it's like, well, let's go to a bit of a dark side here. Imagine I had like called somebody that I really didn't want to call, and I really didn't, and it was like major, like, oh fucking hell, I really don't want to, and it wasn't that today. So, but I'm going to use it if it was. What wouldn't be me being authentic would be if I just kind of, you know, saved face and went along with it, like to save awkwardness. But thank God it wasn't that, because actually, like I said, it actually feel like it brought out even more of a softness out of me, because it was like we were like I was on the same page with that person. Whereas like, and I do truly believe everyone has for a reason, whereas like there could be situations where it's like I might be, well, actually, never mind, might be. I have been faced with situations like that where somebody might want to talk to you and they might want you back in their life, but you might have actually had enough because of how they've treated you to date. So, and again, masculines to divine feminines, don't shit yourself out there. That's about karmic energy stuff. Although it's really depend. Like, I don't know what your situation is, but that's more like what it felt like. You know what I mean? And that's where you would have to be like, look, I love you, but I have to love you from afar, and we're not right for each other. So that's what it feels like there. So, but own what is real. Bringing it back to Tina's card, authenticity. It's not. It depends where you look at it. That could be seen as being horrible, but it's not. It's just it's not lying. If that's not your truth, it's not your truth. So, um, right, a dark deep. Yeah, I read that bit. Patriarchy has painted her as a corrupt and dangerous, but that's because she's a transformative feminine powerhouse. Lilith symbols are the owl wisdom and the snake for chakra healing and spiritual sexual awakening. Hey guys, we've already had a card for the masculine about sexual awakening. Well, kind of something like that. And now we've got the feminine's advice moving forwards. Face your shadow. Wait a minute. I think I could use that I'm on my way, right? But I think this one is maybe the winner. So, oh, wait a minute. Zoom's in the way. We can't have Zoom in the way. Come on to fuck, man. Right, there we go. Right. Look so tired and oh, that'll do. I've actually really started falling asleep now. Um, Lilith sees everything that you strive to keep hidden from view. Drawing this card shows that you've arrived at a point of significant transformation. And I'm just actually thinking, where my Lilith is. And again, I talk about my chart enough, so I'm not fucking telling you every part. But put it this way, where my Lilith is and where some of my other asteroids are and my wee hidden, the more ones that lots of people don't talk about so much. That's why I can scare the shit out of people with really like knowing what you don't tell other people is to do with my Lilith as well. And again, that's why I really look like I can only be all chirpy in that and like take the shit that's thrown at me, mostly energetically and whatever comes out, because I can meet difficult situations with however I meet it, because I have faced and integrated my own shadow. Like I've went through that bit. So it doesn't mean I'm not still going to face hard things and that. Of course I fucking am. But when you've met that part of yourself, it's you're a lot stronger. So I advise it. I'd like to use the Lilith cards on our appointment because my son opposes Black Moon Lilith. Oh, brilliant. Yes. Well, yes. I will try to find them. Tina, that is quite a task. Do you know what? That might actually push back. Do you know what then? Why don't I feel like that's a test for me, because I do want to find those cards. Been wanting to find them for the videos. I can see one of them over there. I know that's not bad. Let's just see what that one is. It might be relevant. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, they're here. Oh my God. Thanks for saying that, Tina. That's crazy. That's my best pal again. That's when my best pal was here helping me. But she must have fucking hell. Right. Let's shuffle in. Oh, how interesting. I, I've just picked up the deck and it is what my Lilith is. I mean, I'm gotta keep some secrets. Adam, dark divine father of creation, and we've just been reading about Adam. That's really weird. Right, let's shuffle. So there you go. Well, I was going to say I might need to push back the day that we talk so I can find them, but I found them. So there's meaning in that. You think something's lost, but it's found. Is that not a song? I honestly been saying they're lost. They're not. They were sitting right there. You're living in the past. They were lost. They're not now. And they've not been lost for months because that was like June that she helped me. We're now nearly on the next equinox. That's hilarious. Anyway, moving on. So, and now it would just be the book though. I'd quite like the book too. But they've got enough info in the cards. Right, I'm going to shuffle them after I read this. Lilith sees everything that you strive to keep hidden from view. Drawing this card shows that you've arrived at a point of significant transformation. Lilith meets you at the crossroads. She holds out her hands and says, your spirit vibrates with secret powers of the old. This wisdom yearns to be shared and used for the rebirth of the feminine soul. The only way you'll access this power now is to face your shadow side. It's everything within you that's been censored, stifled, and denied. Your deep-seated rage, your... Oh my God, I've already said this. I'm not being funny, but remember I used to say ages ago, if I was going to name myself properly, I would be called a Dark Knight, the Soul Teacher. But it's a bit of a depressing label. But it is what I've been helping people with for 10 years. And it's like, but that's really what Black Moon Lilith is as well. And I'm only just I'm having like a bit of a further awakening as well about how my astrology actually helps me do that with people. It's quite amazing actually. And again, if these are things I can look into for anyone that's interested, that, for me to sort of show you this in your chart. Right, the only way you'll access this power now is to face your shadow side. It's everything within that you've been centered, and it's just amazing that I've been saying that throughout the whole live, and of course they end that with that, and we've not pulled the masculine yet. But that's interesting. How fucking interesting is that? That I go to pick up the deck, which wouldn't have happened if you hadn't said that. So thanks. That we've got even the fact that we've got Lilith and Adam there. So that's like, that is like, that's almost like they're telling you about moments on when it gets dark on the twin flame journey, when that's like a masculine like trying their luck, and the feminine's like, oh no, you don't. Like, I still love you, I'm not rejecting you, but how about you turn around to go and heal and come back when you're ready? Like, if you want to go and pal about with all the fucking, you know, I don't know, easy to get, pick me, I'm desperate. I'll just do anything to be. And it's like, Adam's like, guy, I'm for an easy life, I'm just sorry, you're hard work. You're asking too much of me. And it's like, yes, because I'm your twin flame. I'm the other half of your soul. Anyway, sorry. There's just having a wee chat, guys. I'm finding that quite entertaining. Um, and then Adam comes back and he's like, actually, I'm really sorry. I've actually healed those parts of me, and I'm kind of like, I've really sat with it, and I'm kind of wondering, like, would it be all right to talk? Right, so your deep-seated rage, your crippling shame, your fathomless fear, your traumas, wounds, and your feelings of unworthiness. And what was I saying just the other day? That was the core wound that I was healing during my dark night soul, was unworthiness. Like, I literally listened to so many books that I felt fitted that about unworthiness. So when I say I'm a geek about this, I'm not kidding. You've labelled these feelings as taboo and have never felt able to accept and work through them. Sometimes the forbidden shadow emotions leak out, leading you down paths of sabotage and self-destruction. And it's because I've been down that path. I self-sabotage for years. I hit the self-destruct button. Again, anybody that has Pluto in the 12th house, right, and especially if it's in Scorpio, but really you're going to have done that at some point, and it could have gotten pretty dark, or it might be pretty tame. With me, I would really say definitely with alcohol. I've just it's a hit or a miss. It really is a hit or a miss. Sometimes I'm absolutely fine. I could have a great night. Other times it's not okay. Or even or it's like I'll have a great night, but the next day I'll be fucking sick all day. Do you know what I mean? It's just or you'll make an arse of yourself. I don't know. It's not worth it basically. Um, or like stalling on things you want to do because it's going to be amazing when I do it properly. It's going to be amazing when I do it and I've still got a bit of that. I still have. I don't know if I'll ever not have that. I've always got a little bit. When I actually go for it, it's going to be amazing. I think that's just my soul sitting in the house of Virgo. You know, there's always a but again, that's why we made the fuck it let's go challenge, because every time I help you take a quantum leap, I take my I do it too. Um but yeah, so keep healing the unworthiness. It does pay off. You've labelled these feelings as taboo and have never felt able to accept and work through them. Sometimes the forbidden shadowing. Oh, wait a minute, I've just read that bit. Feelings of envy and self pity hinder you. With me, you can. God, my God, I really. Christ, I'm actually realising how much I really do embody that. With me, you can. Because look, I say this all the time. With me, you can release self judgment and look bravely into your hidden self. And I'm just owning that shit because people do not. There are a lot of people that don't get me and they won't get what I'm doing here. And I don't give a shit because I'm helping a lot of people face their dark side. And a lot of these people, some of you's watching right now, by the way, live and on replay, you're going to be able to use that power to change the world. And yes, that is a bold statement, but I do believe that. Because twin flames, we're not here to be lukewarm. We are here to change the world. So, just remember me when you're rich and famous. And not because I want any of your money, just fucking I don't know. Just drop me an email because it does make I think you saw a little bit of my hidden self when I kept that in what I wrote today in the post. That's why I was crying so much. I was crying so much for myself because I did say that to my. We're hours deep in now, and it's fine because I always share like a bit what I did say that to her hit. I was like, right, so actually, I've just been a dick to myself. And she was like, yeah, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? It was like, because she was actually worried about me, because that was one of the people that had WhatsApped me and just thought, all right, that's weird, fucking hell. And it's a bit of a different dynamic when that's somebody that lives further away, but um, yeah, it's just an interesting for some of you to ponder on as well. That sometimes it's like you have been hurt, you have been betrayed, and people have been damn right in the dark side of the Lilith. Do you know what I mean? Like they've done some really nasty shit. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to reel all of it. I mean, they're telling me loads of shit that lots of people's twin flames have done, and I'm not even going to plant that in your head because you don't put it this way. You probably don't need me to plant it in your head because you would know the dark things that you feel karmic energies have done to hurt you. And twin flames done to hurt you, right? And it's kind of like, so that's what can keep your heart armor up to others that want to be genuine and give you love and care and friendship and whatever. And it can also, keep your guard up to your own twin flame when they're healed. They're not in that, they're not going to hurt you. They want to look after you, they want to protect you because that's what a healed divine masculine would want to do. If they're not showing up like that, they're not. And again, I keep stressing that because it's like for a lot of you listening, I feel, yeah, because you just pulled me the word slow down. You need to just slow down anyway, and you need to just initiate a conversation and have a healing conversation where you just lift the burdens off of both of your minds and hearts. And it's kind of like they were talking to me about that last night, and I'm just remembering, that video I done when I was wearing that cardi, which I've never worn again. Like quite literally, I've never worn that cardi again. The rainbow cardi. Where it was like, when it's time to have the talk, and you can look at it two ways that like there's things that when it comes to that conversation you need to talk about. And again, this is only for a few twin flames that this is going to make sense what I'm saying, but they're telling me to say it. It's like you need to talk about things that are really difficult about every, just however many years you've been on that, like all the difficult things that have happened and the painful things and the confusing and the fucked up just quite unbelievable thing, like what all the different sort of things that have happened. Like this fucking hell, did that even happen? Have I imagined, it's and you could go down the route of blame and shame and making someone feel guilty and blah blah blah, or you can choose to forgive, but still talk about things and accept an apology from someone, which there is a difference. You don't, yeah, and it's kind of like, but you can also do a bit of the what I said in that. Just watch that video. I'll pin it below. But it's like when you look at it, oh yeah, when you look at it from a Sagittarius perspective, which it is Sag Moon, and remember I'm Sag Moon, so I'm always bringing that flavor. It's like everything really truly has happened the way it was meant to happen. Like everything. Like that's why I'm sharing that about like today. Like that's unrelated to twin flames, but in a way it isn't. Like I feel me leaning on my phone. What it just made me cringe too, because imagine it was like it's quite funny because like the friend that the phone called, like, yeah, like knows that I do this. Whereas like fucking even like listen, whether it's present friends or past friends that have a snoop to see what I'm doing, they all fucking know, basically. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of something that like I wouldn't be that bothered about kind of saying like, I'm doing a video or blah blah blah. So that's kind of weird too. Like the fact that but I suppose I could have like made some shit up that I was talking to a client, but I can't lie and I don't like lying, so I wouldn't lie. But it was just funny that too, that it was like and it was the bit of it because I did think about that. I thought the bit that I called her at by accident was a bit in the video where I was saying about the journeys helping people. So it did make me wonder, like, there's maybe something that my friend needed, like she needs to reconnect with me or something. I don't know. It's a two-way street, but it's the fact that it happened for a reason. And I feel that about the twin flame journey too. Like even, and maybe that is because I embody this. I can really dive into this energy of the shadow. That it's like that was fucking dark, but I can understand that some good has come from it. You know what I mean? Like I can help other people see that and I can see it on my own journey. Yeah. And it's just a shame because I feel a lot of feminines will feel like that and you've not had the opportunity to tell the person you really want to tell that to. You know what I mean? So I can understand why there's a lot of us out here doing this weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know how I am. I like to keep the people that I tune into when I choose to do that to myself, right? So if you find the same people, brilliant. But it's kind of like I was watching someone recently and it was one of the guys, but it was not your person. I've not watched him for a while, but maybe I need to. But it was another man, but that's the divine feminine, and it was just, just very it's kind of interesting that it was a man, but it was very similar to myself and just very wise. But I could see how a lot of people aren't really I feel like that's someday where it's like not even nearly enough people are seeing the wisdom in that person because it was just they spoke very similar to me, like just, a feminine inner strength, can say, yeah, it's exactly what I've said actually. It's a similar kind of energy. It's like, and it's funny because it was a video from it wasn't a recent video. It was like this is what I mean about timeless. It was one from a few weeks back, but resonated with me now. And it's kind of like, it was something along the lines of like when a feminine's got loads of options and stuff like that, the difference with a divine feminine is the divine feminine isn't going to take people up on the options. And you know what I mean? Whereas a karmic energy would, like, and that's what the masculine's wound would be, is although they have also wounded the feminine like that, and they've, been used to being treated like they've been used to being treated like that, and that's the difference. The divine feminine could do it. Like again, I've said before that in the past, me and my pal at the time used to say that when we are going on a night out. It's like, is it a bit of a Lilith night? And basically, when it was a Lilith night, it would be when it was just crazy shit happened, right? But that's all it kind of meant to us. Like it's just only me and her would know what happened. You know what I mean? It was just a funny thing that you say. But like I've already explained that you could take that too far. So, but it's like, yeah. Anyway, I like that. Yeah, I like the way that that came through. So. With me, you can release self judgment and look bravely into your hidden self. Because remember, the hidden self is the 12th house. And with my Pluto in retrograde going inwards even more than if it was just Pluto on its own, at 0 degrees, very potent. That's why I can help you look into your hidden self. But you gotta be ready for that shit. I'll lead you into the safe spaces where all your secrets can be spoken. This will release enormous waterfalls of energy. Fucking hell, look how that fits with what I said. And hello, Nathan. I don't know if I said hello when you came back. It will unlock your creativity, potential, and passions, and it will illuminate your divine talents you've been keeping under wraps. Do you know, this is one of these moments where I'm like, I've never I wouldn't say I never, but like I've never read a description that's like so fucking scarily what my work is. And do you know what's really weird? Is the next card's Mary Magdalene. But think how different that is. Like Mary Magdalene's like, you know, unconditional love and kindness and gentle energy. And Lilith ain't that shit. She's like, nah, fuck you, man. I'm putting up my boundaries. Do you know what I mean? And I am both. And that's what I mean by it. You don't see that all the time. I really am that embodiment of yin yang energy. Like I'm very soft and strong at the same time. So, and the point is, I can help you on that within you. You'll create your dreams not because of luck, chance, or fate, but through realizing that all the power you'll ever need is within you. Don't be afraid. You're ready to shine. Because I've actually given you an example of it, and I'm going to repeat myself again. I could have handled that awkward situation today by being like, oh fuck, and like shutting down and being masculine and being like, oh fuck, well, I didn't even mean to call you out. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. I actually like totally softened in a very vulnerable feminine part of me, being like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like it just reconnected. But it's quite beautiful actually. Um, don't be afraid, you're ready to shine. And that's what I help people do. My gift is helping you find yours. God, this is blowing my mind. Seek professional settings through for thorough shadow work. Hello, look no further. That is, I'm going to make a. I'm not being funny. I'm going to make a Lilith session. I'm going to do that. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to do a Lilith sessions, and they're only going to be on Scorpio moons. I'm not kidding. That's Scorpio moons and Pisces moons. Yeah, I'm here for that. Shadow energies influencing the person or situation you're inquiring about. Ooh, don't like that though. That could go two ways. So whoever you're inquiring about, if it's a twin flame, like unhealed shadow energy could be influencing them. So that makes sense, right? It's like, look, just focus on you. There's things you don't know. That would make sense to me. Definitely for past experiences, helping people and myself, but you just never know. It could be right now for people too. Um, but that could be in the way of somebody's doing the shadow work. And again, don't disturb them because they're doing the shadow work. So it really could mean different things there. My shadow is my inner teacher. Wow, that is so fucking powerful. Right, so now let's just have a wee shuffle of these. What else do you want to add for the feminine? Now remember, if Lilith and Libra comes out, that's really cool because that's what we're in. We have, oh no. Oh, dark. Oh, it's 21. It's 21 as well. 21 karmic cycle completing. I'm saying oh no because we've got Queen Jezebel. Surely I don't need to explain that. That's karmic energy. Now, in this, again, in this deck, it'll be glamorized to be a good thing. A Jezebel's a Jezebel. You can't dress a Jezebel up to be a fucking saint. A Jezebel's a Jezebel. If you know, you know. That is a toxic spirit that is, well, that's the kind of, that's, yeah, that would be like the dark sort of aspect that I was describing as well, like if the Lilith went to the nasty side. So, but a Jezebel's like, you know, the type to steal your man, or you know, or to spread lies about you, like smear campaigns. A Jezebel just puts that about a bit too. Like it just depends. A Jezebel can be different things to different people. But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm getting from that. And the Phoenix, death and rebirth. Phoenix moment, that's the Scorpio moon we've just come out of. That's what I'm getting. But again, yeah, the fact that I've just asked what else does the feminine need to know, and we get the Jezebel, and we've got the Phoenix rising. I feel it's like you've got to rise above these moments if you are faced with your twin turning away towards, well, whether it's energies as dark as that or, you know, I don't know, that will apply to some of you. At least at some point it will have, but or it can mean the Jezebels and the femme fatales, and you know, because that was actually how I ended the last video. They're all getting exposed. So anybody that's been doing stuff in the dark and not being seen for who they are, they're all getting exposed. That's already been happening a long time, but it's going to keep happening until all the light is shone on who's telling the truth and who's not. That'll keep happening. I don't know what that means for different people. I know what that means for me, but I don't know. I don't think I even fully know the extent of what that means for me, but I do know what it means for me as far as I can know. But I know what it means, but I can feel into what it means for look, because I just looked at Fight for Justice as well. And remember that bringing that lady Portia anyway, bloody bloody blah. Oh, for fuck's sake. And now all the cards are falling. And it just the card that fell on the floor says create a shield. It says the invisible shield. Prayer. Yeah, stay prayed up, the invisible shield. Right, so oh wait a minute, I've not pulled the mask now. This will be so interesting what card comes out now. I've went in quite a dreamy state while I'm doing this, but where have I put those cards? Oh, they're there. Right, so let's what's the further advice for the masculine? So the feminine is doing, but yeah, just piece that together for yourself, right? Like again, I do a lot of the jigsaw puzzle piecing, if you can't see the connections, but I can see the connections with that pretty clear. For some people that could be you've just got to step back from whatever your masculine's doing because they're where they need to be, learning the lessons they need to learn, and you need to focus on yourself. You need to pour back into yourself. I know that'll speak to you something. I can tell that'll speak to some of you right now. And it's painful. I'm not gonna lie, it's painful. I've been there, I'm still there, and well, I don't, you know what I mean? It's basically, I don't know now, but it's kind of like I've been there where I've actually known that, right? I really do need to do that right now. But there's stuff you don't know. So it doesn't need to be necessarily a bad thing, but I do feel for some people it is kind of a little bit like that. Like, don't hang around waiting on somebody, like, not living your life. Like, have fun, but remember, I'm just stressing, have fun doesn't, it's like what I said about when I've caught somebody the other day, a guy saying that, which is in feminine energy, just because a feminine has loads of options, the difference is she's not going to take them up. It's just the fact that an empress is going to have admirers and masculines. Yeah, masculines have admirers too. And that's just it. You know what I mean? When you're healing and you're ascending, you're going to attract people because they're drawn to your light, but you don't need to give them all your light. You know what I mean? You don't need to give them any of your light if you don't want to. So whatever that means. So the masculines further advice. Sedna, there's always enough. And oh, that one again, Epona, Earth Magic. And I'm taking that to mean like, look, grounding something into the physical, which is what the masculine's here to do when they wake up. So, Sedna. So, Merlin. Yes, the Merlins. Merlin's really strong. Magic is coming. Your answer is written in the stars. Oh my God. And the song that went off is Falling Like the Stars, Falling in Love. And also, that song starts. Swear to God, when I get home, I'm gonna hold you so close. And there's already a card about home. Um, Sedna, 150. Mm. So, masculine, your further advice, there's always enough. Have respect and gratitude for natural resources. Work on your relationship with money. Oh my God, as if they didn't hear that. Anyway, let's read it. Sedna, pronounced Sedna, is the sea deity of the Inuit people. I don't know how to say that. Legends abound Arctic mythology about how Sedna became ruler of the is it the Inuit underworld. There are many versions of her story, but all tell a young woman who refused traditional marriage and was taken to the sea by her father, who chopped off her fingers. Fucking hell, some of these are brutal. From her severed fingertips, the first seals and marine animals grew. Sedna sinks to the deep ocean floor and becomes a mother of the sea, fiercely controlling the availability of the fish to the new hunters. If she's unhappy with the ecological balance of the ocean, she'll call all sea creatures to her side. Only when an Inuit shaman has journeyed to untangle and braid her hair will Sedna release the supply of ocean resources. Whoa. Sedna brings messages about sustenance, gratitude, and the plentiful supply of everything that nourishes you. There's a never ending flow of divine energy that creates all your practical provisions. Oh, so I think it's about having enough. Um, it's about trusting that you're going to have enough. That's what I feel it is for the masculine, because there's been things about not trying to control things and worry too much and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. That's very masculine energy. There's a never-ending flow of divine energy that creates all your practical provisions: money, water, food, shelter, air to breathe. This same universal wellspring delivers unseen nurturing such as support, kindness, time, and love. Sedna says, be thankful for every gift you receive: the supply of oxygen, your daily food, water, your home, your clothing, kindness from a stranger, support from your loved ones. But you see how that fits with a lot of what I've been saying, because what I've said over the whole bloody like years and years and years is in my dark night soul, I did have to remind myself that every day. I've woke up again. Like God has given me another day, and that might seem quite deep, but it's true. And like, even if that's all you can be all you can be grateful for is that you're still breathing. And you might not even be able to talk about how deep what you're going through, because now my words are going all jumbled, but it is late and I do need to get in my bed. But you know what I mean? Don't take things for granted. Like, balance and gratitude are everything. You must not hoard or be stingy, nor must you be wasteful or steal from life. Be honourable with money. Do your best to pay off your debts and create healthy budgets. Do you need to heal from an ingrained fear of scarcity and invest in yourself more generously? Or are you being asked to spread your wealth and support those who have less? Give back as much as you take. Disrupting the equilibrium is unwise and won't lead to happiness. Your needs are always met, right? Do you know why I'm laughing? Because a lot of the masculines, and again, I'm not saying this from a dickhead, but like I'm just saying this as a fact. Like a lot of the masculines, when they go down the wrong road, which is ironically a right road, like I've explained, divine mistakes, um, they're given their time, energy, and a lot of time money, because Jezebels want your money, basically. They want your money more than they want your sex. You know what I mean? They'll get your money through the sex, put it that way, but that's a Jezebel. But it's kind of like they don't, they're not bothered about your heart. They want to use you, use and abuse you, really. And it's kind of like, um, and it's when a masculine's too in their ego and they've not went through that ego, they won't recognise that themselves. They might think it's equal, but it's not. And then when you go through your ego, then you wake up, and usually it's through betrayals and all of that, which is all happening in the collective, if it's not happened already. It's like it's greed, isn't it? Like it's like the masculine and the toxic energy holds back, and they give to their own people, whether that's friends, family, lovers. It's about materialism. Like this is, I'm describing the real sort of toxic general masculine energy in the world. Is when you die to that and you see what matters, you will be sort of being more drawn to giving back, like being of service. And some are really called to be of service to, like, oh, the wee circle is going round there. Like, in a bigger way, and they just feel like you've got a bigger purpose and you just don't want to be as bothered about money. And there's something here about like letting go of control and not worrying and not stressing and not overworking. And but also there's something here about there, I feel God is teaching a lot of overly masculine people, regardless of your gender, a lot about life and money and love, and that's what I'm getting from this. It's quite deep. Oh, shut. Said that as another guinea pig name. What, you've actually called one of your guinea pigs? That's quite interesting, because I know somebody who's got a pet that's their animal was called that. Your life's purpose involves marine conservation. Well, that took a totally different twist, but it might for some people. Investigate your beliefs about money, organise your finances, contribute resources to charity. I'm thankful for all I have. Prosperity is a state of mind, but I really do feel that it's about the masculines are being taught a different way. Because it's almost reminding me about it's reminding me of Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, really clearing up the karma and around money. And you know what? I feel that this is really important for some of you that like I've got a strong sense that, because I'm looking at earth magic, and that reminds me of like the second house, right, which is Taurus energy, which is your money, your home, your finances, your assets. If some of you have actually, if that Pluto transit is actually going through your second house, you could be losing money, but it could seem like you're totally losing everything, but you're actually gaining a whole lot more. You know what I mean? Like there could be some shit like that going on for some people, but like I've described loads of times, it's to humble you. So if you've not had an ego death and they need to do it in a shocking way, that's kind of shit that'll happen. Yeah, it reminds me of White Buffalo Calf women, like to be humble and Anyway, let's read Death Magic because it did come out a few times. Um, right, what else did Nathan say there? I really want to know what past life connected me to Camelot one day. I'll find out because I'm in love with Merlin and King Arthur and related. Yeah, it's really interesting how it's coming through a lot here. I'm gonna. I actually said that to Tina in an email earlier because Tina was drawn to one of the older ones. Like, because again, they're timeless. So, but I think I'm going to make it that one day a week I do a past life reading because I love past. Really, I'd like to do it more than once a week, but I just want to make sure I do it at least once a week so that I'm doing it because I love doing them. And like some of the cards I've got, like I've not seen anyone using them. Would you believe I just opened the book up at Past Life Healing? How weird is that? It's safe to speak, set your inner witch free. Past life healing. Now, we all know I'm not really a fan of the word witch because it just confuses people with what my unique mission's about. But actually, Nathan, that probably speaks to you. It's actually Hecate as well. So, right, Epona. Let's see what Epona wants to say, and then. For sake, I'm actually talking really like. Do you know what? I'll go at 144. I can't fucking believe it's 144, but I suppose I should. I suppose I should expect it. 66. The neighbours will be knocking on the wall. But anyway, it's like I've got one of my neighbours, right? Like I don't know if it's a new boyfriend or something, but I'm like when I'm in my bed, I can hear this guy's got like the deepest voice ever, and I'm like, I'm not hearing anything dodgy or that, but it's kind of like I don't know, it's just weird when you've not been used to like hearing a guy's voice like my hearing is so amazing, but it's kind of like. But it's quite nice. It's like I don't know this woman, but it's like I'm living vicariously because it's like once when she was a few times she's let me well, I've heard her coughing loads. Like I think, anyway. And I was like, if she was open to it, I was like, can you please heal that woman? Because she did. It's quite horrible when you can hear somebody not well and you're a healer. But it's quite nice to hear the women laughing and that. And so there you go. There's a wee. Maybe you'll be the woman that people are hearing you laughing in some guy's deep voice. I don't. That's a bit of a funny message, but I'm looking like, where did this deep voice come from? She must have got a boyfriend. Mother Gaia is speaking. Nature's jewels. Remember, this is for the masculine too. Mother Gaia is speaking. Nature's jewels bring healing and protection. So there's another strong message to go out in nature. Honored among the Celts, Romans, and North Africans as a protector of horses, Epona was said to be an offspring of Mare and Mortal King. Within feminine spirituality, she dwells in the forests as a fairy queen and can appear as a woman, a horse, sometimes a river or a water spirit. She's an environmental warrior connecting humanity with healing magic of nature. Her symbols are horses, cornucopia, and keys. And this is a sign to enter swiftly into healing power of nature. You need to connect with the magic that lies within the trees, plants, waters, and crystals. You're being guided towards a special natural setting to relax your body and engage your spirit. Be open to receiving a message delivered through your feelings and intuition. Queen Epona says, you're a crystal and a nature healer. You're a crystal and a nature healer. The jewels of the earth are calling to you. This is such Virgo energy. Virgo new moon we just had, Virgo season, Mercury in Virgo. They bring spiritual protection and reattune you to magical powers. And I laid out all my crystals like today in the shot. It was quite interesting. Like, I mean, you'll see when I eventually put up the video. Listen to the messages given by the trees, streams, flowers, plants, and crystals. They hold vital keys to protect the Mother Gaia. They're also essential for your well-being and spiritual path right now. The elementals, nature spirits such as fairies, pixies, water spirit, mermaids. Oh, we already had mermaid for the masculine as well. Deeply concerned about. Oh fuck! Is it? Come on, get to the point. There's a message they wish to get through to you about this crucial issue. If you've already involved in eco-activist projects, consider the card a thank you and please keep going. That could be about anything though. Thank you and please keep going. Like keep going. If you're going through hell, keep going. Your dark night of soul. Please know how deeply concerned we know how deeply concerned you are about environmental issues. You can make a difference. Please continue with your much needed efforts. Take regular breaks in nature and you'll hear us cheering you on, but if the rest doesn't resonate, it's about healing in nature. That always comes out for the masculine. Take action on your ideas, helping the environment. Or also, I did weirdly pull the card out of the numerology deck today about the environment, and I channeled a message about some people's environments are uncomfortable and they're being guided to move. So, and and already have had confirmation that that's true for someone. Use vibrational flower essences or herbal remedies. Move out of the city and closer to nature. How interesting, because I'm doing a bit of that tomorrow. Like I'm actually going, yeah, I'm going to like someone's house that's like in nature. That's quite weird. Train as or visit a crystal healing practitioner. Hello, I am one of them, one of the many things. You might be that too, but go and see someone in person as well. Epona is a protector of horses, so this card may represent a connection to a horse. I now receive a sacred medicine from nature. I support Earth's healing process. Right. Claire, can I make a character after you? And my book says, yeah, go for it. Love it. Right. That's an honour, Nathan. Absolutely. So, and thank you for asking for my permission. You could have just done it. Give us a shadow Lilith card for the masculine. Oh, wow. Look, it's perfect. Black Moon Lilith in Cancer. So somebody might have that. Honor your emotions. Honor your emotions. Look how perfect that is with the masculine got release, don't suppress. Like, I literally cannot spell that out for you anymore. And again, I just want to stress, I know it's not that easy, right? Because if you've been taught your whole life to suppress, it's very, but that's why I just like to stress it. It's like, look, I'm not even going to go on at you or that in a session or whatever. It's like, it just naturally happens. You just have to find out when you're on the session with me. You know what I mean? That it'll just naturally happen. You'll just open up. Like the last few men I have spoke to, that is exactly what's happened, and it has been. I'm just thinking, each man that I've spoke to, one I can think of in person, and one I can think of. Well, no, a few I can think of on Zoom. Each person has said. I mean, I hear people say this at least a couple of times a week, but like I've never told anyone that before. I'm the kind of person that literally hears that a couple of times a week. But projection, ooh, your spiritual gold. That's interesting because I was reading something earlier on about projection. Yeah, be careful of that, Mashlin, because these are the Lilith cards. So just be careful that you aren't projecting your own fears, doubts, worries, and insecurities on the other person, whether that is your twin or anyone around, you know what I mean? Friends, whatever. But it's like, and also, that also means though, honor your emotions because other people are projecting their shit at you. So it could be like, for instance, a friend that's been hurt in love or had a bad experience could project their fears and insecurities onto a masculine to be like, I heard something really specific, but I'm not repeating what I heard, but it's like, all all women are, I didn't hear women, but all, women are the same, they're going to hurt you, or all men are the same, they're going to hurt you. And it's like that, somebody projecting their own experiences onto you. That's why it's important to know yourself, yeah, honor your emotions. So I actually, I'm not going to leave it on a light note because that's just an honest and real note. Honor your emotions, whoever you are. You know what I mean? That's what this whole fucking thing's been about. Shadow work and honor your emotions. Um, nah, I wouldn't find right now asking what. I wouldn't find right now not asking. Please, will you give her a first name? Please, what? Like, well, I don't know. I don't know. You put me on the spot. I don't know what her name should be. I don't know. I'm throwing that back at you. Meditate. Ask your guides. Give her a magical name though. Um, I don't know. I think you're meant to name her. It's your book. Right. Let's pull one more of these. Oh shit. 2 minutes. I want to end it at 144. I don't know why. Again, this is when I've been sitting on here, like this is completely to do with transmuting. I don't know why I'm acting surprised, but this was to do with whatever energy needed to be transmuted. So you're welcome. Give us the card to end this. So this was our. There we go. Deep freeze again. I've already read it. I read it with cleaners, so we've already had it. And what was that about though? Forgot already. It was about. I basically liked what I said better than the book because it was the guides talking through me with that. But it was like, don't look stuck in the mud. You're being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life. People that feel stuck in the mud or in a deep freeze, like unfreeze those emotions and release them. Everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold while you rest. Oh well, there you go. They're just telling me to go to bed. That's hilarious. For me, that practically means go to bed now. But sorry, my nose is really itchy. But for other people, I think that could be like maybe you need a good cry. Because, like I said, I've already done that today, so I can tick that box off. Maybe you haven't. One ring circus and rescue. Intention. Don't know what the fuck they are, and I can't be arsed reading them. Intention. Your intention is powerful and it is everything, and it's everything that I stand for. As long as you've got, oh my god, I keep stumbling on words. As long as you've got an intention to make something right and to heal a situation, trust that God and your guides will have your back. Maria Christa Visions. Does that sound it does a little bit, especially because my middle name is Marie. Yes. Play about with it. You can decide. But I'm going to end this here because it's 1:44. So thank you for joining me, everyone. And this was a very interesting, shadowy, and of course my very green makeup has went everywhere. But yeah, I'm gonna go and take this war paint off and whoa, I've just ended it exactly 4 hours. 4 is about union, 4 of Wands, stability, security, whatever it means to you. 4 is my favorite number. Fun but boring.